Oh my God, her mustache is now really showing.
Ripped off your mustache.
I'll switch back on. Okay.
Oh my God. So we're coming at you from Vegas.
Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Vegas. We're here.
We're here with some funny smelling ice. The mustache lady.
You may know me from some of my naughty black and white films.
Oh man, this reminds me of this ice reminds me of what it smelled like when there was a seafood restaurant we would go to on the South Shore of Long Island, and they would have like a fish market as well as like have a restaurant. Forget the name of the place, but
I dealt with that a lot in Seattle. It does remind me of the Seattle fish market.
there you go. There you go.
To be fair, I don't use ice. I don't understand the point of ice. Like, if your beverages are in the fridge, they're already cold. What do you... I mean, this makes sense. But
The whiskey's not in the fridge.
well, that's your fault for not bringing it and not putting it in my fridge. So.
I'm sorry, I had to deal with a bunch of shit. Literal shit prevented me from getting whiskey.
I mean, honestly, I only keep ice for my white Zinfandel
Yeah.
because I'm a classy
Because you're a
broad.
basic bitch like
Yeah.
Well, no, the Zinfandel should be kept in the fridge.
Yeah.
My box. I keep the boxes in the fridge.
Oh, dude, I keep box wine in the fridge all the time.
You keep the boxes. I just keep the bags.
That is the pro move.
Just pull the bag out. Yeah.
That is absolutely the pro move.
That's how Xander keeps his iced coffee. That he has his boxed iced coffee. I just have bladders of iced coffee
Well, you're not going to be able
in the
to
fridge,
get
and I'm like, what
all
the
out.
fuck is this? This looks nasty. Oh, wow, this is super legit. You just got bourbon on the Zoom.
Yep.
This is an immersive. This is an immersive podcast.
Everyone drinks but Molly on this show.
Just
Is that
not
immersive?
me. But I also don't have a mustache, so if I have a weird...
Oh, the fish has
Spot.
already been killed.
Salute.
So
Do I have a mustache spot where it's ripped off the makeup? Because all the makeup was on the mustache. Because that'd be pretty cool if it's just like...
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Don't worry, Molly. These cameras are not that good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
They're just, it's kind of like a redheaded blob that's going to show up in post.
they're
Well,
not
I was actually
even.
hoping that it would show up, because that would be kind
Yeah,
of
they're
fun.
not picking up my facial hair, so they're definitely not going to pick up yours. It's
That's
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
I have a lot, so...
Yeah.
There's no contrast. I don't know why I do video. It's really behind a paywall just so people don't actually see it.
I do video
That's awesome.
because people like to see my facial expressions sometimes because they like to make fun of me. So I like to give them material. I feel weird
Yeah.
holding this mic.
Well, it's the whole, TikTok. You're doing a lot of TikToks and all sorts of that fun shit, aren't you?
Kind of. I make TikTok just for me. I think TikTok is like my only social media platform that I just do to entertain myself.
I mean, cool. TikTok. I hate it so much. You're funny though, so it's cool.
Can you clip that?
You clip
Can you
that.
make
Yeah,
that
yeah.
drop? Because he's never admitted that before.
I admit
Not
that you're
like,
funny.
Not like openly. You're like...
Like in a
but you're
public
not-
setting?
You're not really funny. I mean, but I don't think you're funny. You literally said that on...
That's not true.
Marcos has been drinking. It's the alcohol talking.
Of course.
You make me sound like such an abusive person.
It's not the alcohol. It's just the fish ice cubes.
I love you, Molly. I love you, Molly. You just make me so angry sometimes.
But it'll never happen again.
I won't. She fell. She fell down,
Well, probably
That's why she was wearing the mustache. She was covering up a bruise.
she fell down the
It's like
stairs.
the upper lip.
Yeah.
It's the knuckle marks right there. You just got to... Well,
I don't know what happened before I got here. They were already here. I played the fifth, whatever. Nothing.
I always get here early to set the ground rules.
yeah. Well, the problem is he only hits me if he has to tell me something twice. So, which is fair.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you tell a bitch twice, she doesn't do it. I mean,
Molly Stewart, everyone.
Hi. I'm not... I would like to go on record as saying I do not condone abuse. I can mock it because I was involved in an abusive
Was that that-
relationship. Thank you.
Is that joke? What do you tell a girl with two black eyes? Nothing. You
You've already told her twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or how do you fix the dishwasher? You slap her on the ass and put her back in the kitchen.
That's awesome.
You never heard that one?
No, I've never heard that one.
Excuse me, but I find this toxic masculinity very
Toxic. Toxic masculinity.
not awesome.
Toxic.
I feel attacked.
Is it toxic?
You started it.
Toxic.
Toxic.
How dare you? Believe all women. What the fuck?
I believe you started it.
I believe that this man is lying right here, and I can't believe I allowed him into my house and bought him whiskey.
I know.
Marcos
Why would you do
doesn't-
such crazy things? Like, it's actually
Marcos
very good
doesn't
whiskey.
drink except now.
I told you that you would have to.
No.
Kidding.
Like, we sent Molly, who does not drink, to get us whiskey while we were setting up.
Yeah.
I'm drinking
And
purely out of peer
That is some
pressure.
male ego right there. They're like, excuse me, I know this is your house, but can you please drive? Not in your car either, because we're going to block you into the garage. We would like you to take Marcos's clunky car that when I call him from the store, his first question is, did my car break down? And that's how much these people care about me, so it's all right.
That's
You guys
because
can have
only
your fish ice cubes.
that's because only I know how to drive my car.
Your car, it doesn't get driven, it drives you.
It does. It does. My car's very Russian.
Like, so I'm hitting on the brakes, and it's like, nah. We're not slowing down. And so I'm like stamping on it, and then finally it's like, oh, okay, now we're stopped at the very last second when I
If
thought
you
I
look
was
at
gonna
the
rear-end
if you look
someone.
at the odometer, it lets you understand exactly where you are in that car. You're like, okay, this thing has 260,000 miles on it.
That's an odometer.
Exactly. Bless your heart.
And what a fuck. Okay, I know that I will make an ass of myself on this like I always do, but I would like people to know that it's
Yes.
jokes. I know what an odometer is.
Yes.
I also know how to change my own oil, so this is kind of cool.
You're better off than me. I don't know what either one of those things are.
You don't know what an odometer is?
No, what's that?
I think he's fucking with me right now.
Possibly. Possibly.
All right, to get on this level, I'm gonna have to.
You thought we were talking about an odor meter?
Can I put this like? If I put
This
this,
is-
here.
this is
like,
ranking
between my
it-
legs, will I like this?
Oof.
Will it? If I.
What happened?
Damn it, my
What are you
legs
trying
don't
to
come
do?
together enough to like slide it in
You want me to hold
between.
it for you?
Oh, the curse of the thigh gap.
Thank you. Indefinitely, if you could, because I don't really like holding stuff.
Sucker.
Sorry.
Marcos just got, for the audio audience, since this is primarily consumed via audio, Marcos just got suckered into being a mic stand.
That's fine.
Oh, we had questions?
You could totally
There's questions?
grab this now.
I feel like you are extending the microphone to my mouth like an extension of your penis, and I don't like it. Do you think that just because I do porn, that I'm just gonna put whatever you thrust in my face in my mouth?
If you grab this mic from me, I guarantee you I will enjoy that way more than I do a hand job. So just grab it. Yeah. Even as an extension of my penis. I mean, what's a hand job anyway? It's ridiculous.
Who actually enjoys hand
Waste of
jobs?
time.
Can you believe they make hand job porn? That's crazy.
Does anyone in this room enjoy hand jobs?
I love hand jobs.
I did, yeah. Yeah. Girls love hand jobs because it's less work.
Love hand.
Are you kidding? How is that less work? Like, we're both just going to be here
No,
for
they're-
quite some time, just
No,
like,
I'm sorry, a hand job is not less work. And I don't actually love hand jobs. I think it's pointless because I feel like if all you want is a hand on your dick, why aren't you just doing it yourself?
Yeah,
I agree.
you're
I
nev-
wholeheartedly agree.
You'll never be better at it than
You
the
guys have been
recipient.
doing it since before you knew what you were doing, so I think that you guys have it sorted out just fine yourself.
As I like to say often, no one loves me like I love me.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, when I was young, I realized that if you rub it long enough, it feels really good, and then white stuff comes out. And that's when I realized that things were going to change.
See, I thought it was that way too because I started humping pillows, but then no white stuff ever came out, so I just thought it wasn't coming.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But then you realize you just had a really healthy vagina. You're like, white stuff doesn't come out. It's okay, sweetie. You're fine. You're fine.
No, waking up when you have red stuff coming out and you're like, no one told me about this. Am I dying? That's the real fun.
Red stuff in white pants, right?
At high school, like, just
Was that your?
I was homeschooled.
That was your.
No, white underpants.
White
I was
underpants, that was it.
underpants.
I went to school with a girl in middle school, home ec class, because I like to bake, and she had her first period during first period, wearing white pants, wearing white fucking pants. I just remember being horrified that somebody was bleeding, not realizing the full extent of like what it meant, and then after you realize like, oh, what's a period, and then you're kind of told like, oh, okay, and then you just feel horrible for that person. Like your fucking mom didn't have any inclination that this thing was coming at all. You don't talk to your parents very much, do you? And then she sent you to school in white pants.
Yeah.
You would definitely think that if you have a girl that is at some point soon going to have her period for the first time, you wouldn't have her wearing white pants to school.
well, that's
Insane.
That's a big assumption that you can tell a young girl what she's going to wear to school.
Well,
a big
I don't
assumption.
know. I'm also like
I'm also no one's parent, so I have no fucking idea.
I'm 100 years old, so our parents used to dress us when I was a kid.
I think what happened with my parents is like I got in 5th grade. I got like that video that you all have to watch. Like, did you all have to watch a video?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you're old.
I
but
didn't.
Did you?
I'm old too.
You're old? I don't know how old. Marcos just says all the time how old he is, and I can never tell.
I'm
how old people
47.
are.
I'm younger than Marcos, but I'm older than you.
Okay.
So we have a sliding
Splitting the
scale of
difference.
aging.
Splitting the difference. Yeah. You had to watch a video? What was the video?
Well, it's just kind of like your body is going through changes.
Why would I have to watch that fucking video? Why would I have to watch your
Because
body?
no hair is growing on your nuts, sir.
I mean,
Because we had the guys.
Not
had to
much.
Watch, no, the boys had to watch their own video about like I don't know jerking off and getting chicks pregnant, and we got like, hey, you're gonna get pregnant, and stuff will happen.
homeschooled education's a different animal.
No, that was.
I never had a video about, jerking off much?
Yeah, no, there was definitely no mention of jerking off. There was a lot of mention of getting people pregnant.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I'm
there
not
was.
saying it wasn't homeschooled that I learned that. That was before my parents pulled me out. But that was like the only talk that I ever remember getting. And then I think my parents thought, like my mom was like, oh, I'm homeschooling her, so she's not going to be around other guys, so she'll just never get her period. Because she didn't tell me like about. I think that's
Whoa,
what happened. Because
that's
I like
wild.
woke up and I was like, oh, what, am I dying? Like maybe. And then I thought I pissed myself because I had eaten a lot of pickled beets because that's my shit. I love pickled beets. Could eat an
You thought-
entire jar of pickled beets. And I thought, because pickled beets, did you know that if you eat enough of it, it
Yeah.
can turn your urine
Yeah,
like
yeah,
red?
yeah.
And
But
so
I'm
I
just-
thought in my head that I was like,
You
I ate a
loved
bunch of pickled beets
pickled
last
beets.
night, and I just pissed the bed. How did I piss the bed? I'm 15 fucking years old.
I'm more reacting to
Yeah.
you.
Eating that many pickled beets?
Yeah, like,
Oh, there's so
Wait,
many.
so how many times
I
have you
love
turned your
pickled
urine
beets.
red from pickled beets? How many times has this happened?
Like 7 that I can remember.
When was the last time this happened?
Not like recently, like in my adult life, because I learned, but like 10. Well, I mean, it wasn't when I was 15. That was.
do you still eat pickled beets? You don't eat them anymore, right?
Can't find them anywhere. My mom and
It's too bad.
my mom used to make them.
Your mom used to make
I
them?
found them at Trader Joe's once, and I got so excited, and I got high, and I ate a whole big old jar of pickled beets.
But not enough to turn your urine red.
No.
Got it. Okay. We're trying to gauge the scale of pickled beet consumption.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. At that time, I was drinking a lot, so I could have been peeing red, and I just didn't look. And I was like, oh,
You might have been.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's something about whiskey and pickled beets.
That's a combination I've never tried. I've definitely done picklebacks, but I've never done pickled beets.
It's weird to me though, thinking about the videos though. I remember, like, I've never done cocaine in my life, and I think it's directly because of those those videos that they would show us when we were kids or in high school, where it was like I just thought, oh, you do cocaine, then your heart like explodes in your chest, and so I've never ever done it ever, and I mean, I don't know if I honestly would benefit from it. I think I'm all right as is, but.
For the audio audience, Molly just spilled
Her LaCroix
LaCroix all over herself.
all over her
I was
shirt.
so focused on what you were saying.
Like she just missed her mouth. Completely missed her
I'm
mouth.
very magnetic. I have this magnetic way about me when I speak.
Right?
I was so invested. I was like, I really want to seem like I'm paying attention.
She's like, oh
I
shit.
don't listen to him.
No, those old school videos were super effective. I didn't have unprotected sex for a very long time because I
Right.
was convinced, like, oh, if I don't use a condom, I am getting AIDS.
Right.
And
yeah,
like
exactly.
The first girlfriend who like basically made me run it in like unprotected, I freaked out afterwards. I'm like,
Like, I have AIDS now.
oh,
Yeah.
you just killed me. Oh God.
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and I was in my 20s. This was irrational. Just, and she's like, we fucked a lot of times. Why are you being so fucking weird?
Because there's no glove.
No glove.
No glove, no love.
Could die. Exactly that fucking 90s saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or you just assume that she's pregnant. And you're like, I'm gonna be a dad.
now. I
gonna
wasn't
be a
ready
dad.
for this at 14, whatever.
Yeah.
23.
20. I don't know. I assume everybody I talk to for the most part has had sex like younger.
Oh no, I had plenty.
Started, so
I
I
had
was-
plenty of protected sex younger. This was raw dogging.
Yeah. She's talking about no glove.
Yeah.
No. Plenty
I
of protected
understand
sex.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
No. Oh God, if I had lost my virginity at 23, that'd be sad.
Yeah.
So sad. I'm sad for the fictional me in that situation. That's depressing.
Yeah, it'd be.
Well, no, I don't think there's
super
anything
weird.
necessarily wrong with it. it's like it sucks, but it's also kind of like there's some people that I know and they're so set on like waiting for the right person. I think that's ridiculous because I don't think that there's. Oh, sorry.
Might too much.
I talk with my hands, you know that.
I know.
I know.
That's why you were having me hold it. Hold my mic. Hold my diaper,
Really,
bitch.
because I'm like I need to do this to exercise a point.
No, I totally. I dated a woman who was like that. Who's like, I'm just saving myself for the right guy, and like, had graduated college, is still a virgin, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't get it
I don't.
personally, but it's like, hey, some people they think that there is that special someone, and I've been around long enough and had enough sex when I had no idea what I was doing to know that there's not one person for everyone. It's not the way it goes. You can find someone to be compatible with forever. That happens. It does. But it's like you usually have gone through at least, 20 bad ones first.
you need to.
find it.
You need to know
Yeah.
what you don't like to figure out what you do.
Yeah, you have to go through, you have to, as my grandpa used to say, you have to sort through a lot of shit until you find the corn.
There's absolutely no benefit to losing your virginity super early at all. Like I lost mine when I was 13 and it wasn't a memorable experience. It was like 90 seconds at best. And like, it's not even necessarily worth counting as like a first experience.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty terrible. Like in the woods. It was fucking terrible.
I was in,
What was his name? Sorry,
His name was Jeffrey. He was adorable.
was he at least not a family member?
He was adorable. We started off jerking each other off because his older brother told him that it was the best way to come. And I said, "You're lying, Jeffrey." And then he said, No. He's like, "We'll do what's called the Dutch rudder." And I was like, "What's that?"
We're getting to the bottom of why Marcos really doesn't like hand jobs.
yeah. I
No.
mean, I would be upset if that was my first.
Yeah, my
experience.
first sexual experience was terrible.
Yeah, mine was as
It
well.
was really bad.
I was
it was
actually-
like fucking horrible.
I was one of those people that's like, I wasn't waiting for marriage because I like never wanted to get married initially. Like I was like, I'm gonna figure it out, and then I got married because I'm a fucking idiot. And well, I got married too young. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm not saying that marriage is bad or anything like that.
I
just
am.
had a bad one,
I'll say it.
and that's why everybody's entitled to
fine.
their own opinion. That's fine. But what? Damn it.
So, Virginia was not a good time, but you weren't necessarily waiting for it.
Oh yeah. I was just like I dated a couple people. I was like I don't want to have sex with them, and it's like I was 18 by the time I lost it, but then it's like when I lost it, it wasn't even my choice of circumstances at all. So it's like I had built up this idea in my head that it would be this perfect first experience, and I think that's what I was waiting for. So I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with having sex early. I think it's something that's like different for everyone. But I think that
Yeah.
if it's able to be memorable, then that's really great. But I think that a lot of people put too many expectations on their first time. 'Cause
Fuck
it's like-
you, Hollywood, for that shit.
Yeah,
that
it's
is so
like-
like, oh my god, we're gonna have the magical prom night.
Now I'm sorry, but whether you choose to give up your virginity willingly, or whether you don't, it's usually a horrible experience.
I grew up in a great time for coming of age movies that had like really fucked up and weird, like Last American Virgin. There were Private Lessons was like, these were all 80s coming of age films. And it was always like, there were always movies structured around like the kid losing his virginity to like the hooker or
Porky's,
whatever.
fucking
yeah,
Porky's.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, that was when I grew up. My dad took me to see Porky's in the theater when I was a child.
That's definitely appropriate.
Yeah, super appropriate. So I grew up on, and then when we shot a Porky's scene for Browsers in my life, came full circle. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna pull him through the wall. We're gonna pull him by his dick through the wall. This is amazing.
Did you call your dad with a tear in your eye? Like,
Yeah, I called my dad with a tear in my eye. Nobody could tell if I was crying because somebody was littering or if I was calling my dad.
that's
I'm
cultural.
making old jokes.
I know. And that's cultural
Dad-
appropriation to put
yeah.
on that headdress when you did it, Marcos.
It's cultural appropriation, dad joke edition. 'Cause it's like we can't get mad at you because you're so old and out of touch. So,
we
but
can't cancel you. You'll be dead soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't cancel what's already dead. That's not even a saying.
It is now.
It is, yeah.
It will be on the internet at some point.
You can't cancel what's already dead. I'm not staring at your boobs. I'm just staring at the
That's
spot.
a LaCroix spade.
Yeah.
You can't. Look, they're not out today. I wore something appropriate for
They made
a
like
public
a-
setting.
The LaCroix made like a cool Mothman prophecy. It's like stain on your shirt. I keep looking at it, and I'm sure the camera's just like, oh, he's just staring at her tits. I mean,
all right.
I've seen them enough. It's fine.
Is this a Rorschach test? Like, what
Yeah.
do you see in
Yeah,
Molly's
what-
tits?
What do you see when you look at my breasts? What is it about them?
Does it remind you of childhood?
I just think of pencil erasers because your nipples are always hard. Your nipples are hard perpetually.
They're like little racer heads.
Your nipples have persistent arousal syndrome.
You know, I do sometimes if I know I'm going to be like in a you really have to be appropriate here situation. I have those like silicone covers
the
that I put on
silicone covers.
it. But then like for the most part, I don't even wear those anymore because Ella told me she's like if I had nipples like yours, I would never.
Yeah, you shouldn't cover them up.
Never cover them up. She's like, who gives a shit? She's like, remember in the 90s, everybody could see their nipples. And I was like, the 90s are back. Because there's bicycle shorts, there are fanny packs. I own one.
There's a Friends
Very
reunion.
happy. Skorts
There's what?
are back. Ew.
There's a Friends reunion.
I know, it's disgusting.
There's a Friends reunion?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gross.
It's gross.
Fuck
I
that.
can't-
But it just reminded me of
Yeah, no.
constant nipples because Jennifer
so-
Aniston's nipples were really the star of that show.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the only reason people watched was for her nipples because they were amazing.
And they said it was about her hair.
And it-
Liars.
Come on. Nobody likes blondes that much. I'm just kidding.
Nipples are super cool.
But
Two
nipples
things.
are cool.
The
And it's
only
like,
thing
it's like
cooler
little
than
accessories for your shirt.
yeah, the only thing cooler than nipples is exposed under boob. That's the
Underboob is-
best.
What
Like in
about-
public
what
at
about
a
like
restaurant.
sick ass side boob though, because like sometimes you get the
Side
girls in
boob
the
is great.
bodysuits that have the
Yeah.
high waist, whatever else, and then you see it's like a little side boob.
I was eating sushi with a former friend of both of ours, and we were sitting at a table, and I was looking across, and this girl was sitting with her dude, and she was wearing a crop top that like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, there's no like that's not
Like,
appropriate
it's a-
anywhere. Like it was so.
Like it's a beach cover up top. Like
Yeah,
cover up a
yeah.
bikini
And I
photo.
was looking, and I'm like, all right, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And I turned to her, and I was like, hey, don't make a big deal out of this, but turn around and let me know if that girl's tits are hanging out of her shirt. And she turned around, and she was like, oh, whoa. And she's like, you have the good side. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. I could see exactly what's going on. And like, fully exposed nipple, but the under boob was so hot because she had great boobs. It
It's
would have been a
nice.
different story altogether if they were like pancake National Geographic titties.
I
Would
saw
have been
those
terrible.
in a restaurant the other day.
Pancake National Geographic titties?
Oh God.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
At like a really nice restaurant. Like, but it's Vegas, so you get the
Right,
tour.
clearly
whoa,
you're
you're-
lying because you're in a nice restaurant.
I thought the maitre d' is supposed to discriminate against those kind of people. Like, just not let them in. What the fuck? That guy's not doing his job.
No, that's not the problem. Like she was wearing.
Sir, we can't seat the two of you. Your wife's tits are gross. What? Did you just?
Oh, you're making up a better reason, but
Your tits don't belong here. Excuse me. Take your pancake titties to IHOP.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, miss, but your tits are nasty.
This is a
What
place of
did you
class.
just say?
I'm not sure you can afford to eat here. Your tits would be nicer if you could.
If you can
Fix those
afford.
titties and
Yeah.
then come back and we'll
Yeah.
talk. No, but like she was wearing a really nice dress, like, and I think it was just a problem. She was just like a little bit bigger, and the dress wasn't the right size. And so when she was leaning forward, almost her entire boob was hanging out. But then there was also like it was just down the whole side. Like I couldn't tell if
Oh.
it wasn't zipped up all
That's
the way
rough.
or something. But then I also didn't know if I should like tell her, but it wasn't fully out. But
Wait,
it
was she with
peeking
you,
out.
or
No.
oh? So then why the fuck would you tell her? It's not your place to tell her. Not your place to tell her.
No, just walk by and scoop and put it back in place. And just
I
keep going.
thought the person was with you, and I was like, oh, this story just got way more interesting.
Right?
I didn't know whether or not to tell her. I'm like, they're obligated to tell.
You're
the
a bad
person
friend
you're
at that
with. Yeah,
point.
you're pretty shitty.
No, but like I feel bad because she was like an older woman, and I didn't, like.
Be like, sweetheart, let's fix this.
I just felt bad. I
Fix
don't know,
that
but I
titty,
didn't-
sweetheart.
I didn't say anything, so I guess I didn't feel that fucking bad. But Yeah, there's something exciting though when it's a nice boob about just seeing like a boob in the wild.
Ain't nothing
when
better
you're
than-
not expecting to see a
Yeah.
boob, like you just see like
Call them free
Ooh.
range titties.
I
what they are.
always catch the boobs.
Titties in the
butts.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
awesome.
we should start a series.
Yeah, how is that
Titties
not
in
a
the
series
wild.
already?
Titties in the wild.
I think it's consent. You
You
know,
gotta-
be recording them with their tits out.
And we
It's
don't
not
live in
allowed.
Miami. You
Or
have
New
to do
York.
that in
You can be
Miami.
legally
you
topless in New York.
You can be.
That's true. That's
You can
true.
be.
But yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that law has been in effect for a long, long time, and I never got the benefits of it before I moved out here.
Yeah,
to
everybody's
Vegas.
doing it now.
I feel like I lived at a time where it was like, yeah, I hear people can be topless
But
in New
nobody did
York
it.
when I was still living in New York City, and they weren't doing it.
I was involved in a topless shoot in New York. Not me topless, but
A topless shooting?
shoot.
Oh,
not
I think you
shoot.
said like a topless shooting. I'm like, what?
That's right. Tits out, guns out.
I was involved in a mass shooting, topless edition in New York City. It was pretty horrific, actually.
This guy just no shirt on, but strapped with bullets.
Oh no, it was a she. Like we don't discriminate.
I'm sorry.
No, it was like 10 years ago. Veruca James did a topless shoot with Igor in New York City. We topless, like in Manhattan at the Wall Street Bowl. Like it's legal. The cops didn't bother us. But holy fuck, I would not suggest doing that. Crowds didn't act very
Oh,
well.
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
no.
Just people were like,
That's the problem. People are not ready for that shit. It's
No.
like you see a pair of titties, it's immediately like a Spencer Tunick shoot where there's like you might as well like have 500 naked people like laying on the front steps of a library. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's like one pair of tits is 500. The people freak the fuck out.
oh,
They're
they
not
did.
ready for it.
Especially when you're posing for like an actual shoot doing it
Sure.
too. It's
Yeah.
not just like, oh, I'm topless jogging. It was like, oh no, glammed up, fucking posing on Manhattan streets. Just
Yeah.
people. And I got to give some dudes credit, because some dudes did try to holler at her while she's doing this shoot. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, but like, all right, man. Like,
You just want to say like, dude, has that ever worked?
If that happened to me, it would not go over.
Just let me eat you. Yeah.
I'm gonna make you put
I mean, it
days, my
it wasn't
baby.
like-
Make you cry.
this is 10
Eat your
years. And
booty.
my memory is not
I
quite.
know what's a banana.
Pecans.
Well, my train of thought is just derailed. People are dead. Train's overturned.
Oh god. So
I-15
know
is
that-
blocked.
I know that like a lot of people are like, oh, like we should make like public nudity allowed, blah blah, and that's cool. Like I think that's great, and I think it's cool, especially like specifically.
It's very Pacific.
specific. A very specific
should be
spot, like
allowed.
you know, like got like nude beaches or here's like nude areas, and I think that's cool.
Nude.
But at the same time, I'm kind of like, think about if everybody was just naked all the time. Number one, my job goes away, which sucks. And number two, I'd have to look at so many naked people that I do not
Yeah,
want to see.
I've been
Right, and
shooting.
see, your job won't go away because the amount of naked people, they're just like, oh, hey, that's a naked person that people actually want to see naked versus
Yeah.
like me and Marcos just still walking around with it flapping in the breeze. Like, you might get more hits after they like see us at the grocery store.
Hey man,
No,
if
because
OnlyFans has taught us
cares?
anything,
You're
is there's
the
an
shit
audience
guys.
for everyone.
Well, I mean, there's an audience for us.
Oh, wait.
Don't get me wrong.
If you're
I
the
think there's a
very-
larger demo for Molly.
Yeah, of course, of course. Our audience probably pays better. I just haven't tested it out.
Hey, I mean, we did have a canceled shoot yesterday. We could have done that shit.
I know, it's true. Yeah, no matter how long I shoot porn for, I don't know that I'll ever be comfortable for having to do like the outside pickup shots where they're trying to like have a girl flashing her titties like in a neighborhood. And I was just like, I'm too like.
I think that's weird. I think it's,
It's
weird
super
to do it in
weird.
a private residence area.
I did a
Like,
shoot
think
recently
it's, like
where-
if it's in your own backyard.
Yeah, I did a shoot recently where I had two dudes skateboarding out in front of a house, and the girl was supposed to be like she was coming out to her car to leave for work for the day. She was a nurse because she had scrubs, and that's how
You know she was a
that's how
nurse.
you're in the medical profession in porn. And she's supposed to like back her car up, and the guy intentionally like pretends he's getting hit by her car so that
Yeah.
he could pick her up. And like in the script, they wanted like his dick to be out, like. And I'm
Why?
looking across the street.
Did it knock his pants off?
The house across the street from my shoot house at the time, all the shutters were always closed. Now, all of a sudden, right above the garage, I see the shutters completely open. And I was like, I'm going to make a judgment call on this one. But they're waiting to see something. And I think they kind of have that terrorism mindset of if you say something,
Oh, yeah.
we're going back inside.
Yeah.
I'm like, no dicks out, no tits out. I'm like, we're going to play this like straight. And because I don't want to, I was at a shoot one time where we actually had neighbors attack the house that we were in. We had rented a house and
Attack?
started. All right. So what happened was
we got to hear the whole thing.
we were
Tell
shooting.
the story.
We were shooting a scene. We were shooting a couple scenes over the course of a day, and one of the scenes was a VR scene. And in the VR scene, it was two girls playing tennis on this tennis court in the backyard of the house. And then we started hearing kids, and it turned out that there were like some, junior. No, no more alcohol for me. We heard kids, and then we saw that there were like these 13, 14-year-old kids that were at the house next door.
Oh, yeah.
And they started being 13, 14-year-old shitheads. So they would like, climbing up on top of stuff and like trying to talk to the girls. And we weren't shooting anything even nude out there. They were literally just pickup shots for the stuff that we were doing inside. But clearly they could tell what's going on.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like when I was 13 or 14, you could have been shooting porn like in my basement and I wouldn't have known what the fuck was going on. These kids are like, I've seen her before. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they knew exactly who the stars were.
Yeah,
Like,
they knew who they were. Yeah, and so
to get on her OnlyFans.
so we went back into the house. We were shooting our stuff, and then it turned nightfall. We were still there shooting, and all of a sudden, we just started hearing a commotion. And it was like, I guess the kids went to their parents who were drunk because they were day drinking all day. So they were fully hammered at like 7 p.m. The kids like went to them and said, the people next door asked us if we want to be in a movie.
oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, cops came, everything, and then like the other photographer who was with us that day, I was directing one of the scenes and doing photos, and he was handling photos and helping out with the other scene.
Yeah.
And his trunk was left open, and he had C-stands in his trunk. And they literally like took the C-stands out of the car and started throwing them at the front door of the house. Like they were being aggressively white trash. Like it was insane. And we were just like, what? I took all the talent. We had a bunch of talent in the house. I took them all. I locked them inside in like an interior room in the house. I'm like, nobody leave here.
Jeez,
Yeah, I remember Charles Darrow was with us that day, and
Oh, he fucked it up?
No, Charles was just like, what's going on? I'm like, there's cops outside. The neighbors are saying that we were trying to get their kids to make a porno. And Charles was just like, and I count on Charles for his grappling skills and his jiu-jitsu prowess. He hightailed it the fuck out of there. He was like, all right, see you later. And then he was like, gone. And I was like, I can't believe he left us.
Well, I mean, did you check with any of your cast and crew if they had warrants? That's a very possibility.
Yeah. None of us had warrants, but the one guy on my crew who had experience with the penal system went out and negotiated with the police officers, and it was pretty awesome watching him work. This guy Freddie, he was talking to the cops, and then but at the same time telling the neighbors to go fuck themselves, which was pretty hilarious. And we're like watching from like either side of the front door. We're like, oh shit, what's going on? And then at one point, I walk away from the window, and one of the other people that was there was like, they put him in handcuffs. I'm like, oh shit. And we go back up to the window, and then like he gets taken out of the handcuffs, and he's fine. And he's just like, because he said, I'm like, what happened when they put the handcuffs on you, man? He's like, man, I know my rights. He's like, I told them you can't handcuff me. You don't even have anything to arrest me for. And like, he's like, they were just giving in to the pressure. I'm like, I love having felons as like people in my life. Sometimes it's just like, thank you for knowing your rights.
Like actually knowing.
I'd have been
say
like,
that all the time.
I'd have been like, don't take the handcuffs off. I just shit myself. That would have been me. Instead, he was like, I know my rights. You can't cuff me. You can't take me into custody.
I didn't do
You don't even have
anything.
anything you're taking me into custody for. And they're like, you know what? He's right. And then like, but they were like super aggressive. Like the neighbors were calling, like our makeup artist went out to her car. It was like, we just told her, we're like, look, we're not shooting anything else today.
Yeah.
So why don't you leave? She was going out to her car, and I walked her to her car with her makeup bag. I put her makeup stuff in the trunk, and they were calling her a whore because they just saw a woman walk out of the house, and they're like, I see that porn's being shot there, so every woman that comes out of this house we're just going to scream whore at. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious because you're not
It's the blanket
a whore.
approach.
Yeah, and
aren't we all whores for something?
we are.
There?
I'm
100%.
I'm way more of a whore than she was, but like, but it was hilarious how quickly that devolved, and you realize that like no matter how insular the process of shooting porn is, when you're like in a shoot house or you're in a studio, like the second, it's so tenuous. At any moment, if somebody catches wind of what you're doing, if the wrong person finds out, it could literally turn into just your worst nightmare. And so now I'm so gun shy. I immediately am like, don't leave any stands in the car. I don't want them to throw shit at the house. Like, yeah, it was frightening. It was terrifying. And then the funny thing was we ended up shooting the next day at the same house. We just went in early because we didn't want to rebook the whole thing. And we went in and just finished it up really quick the next morning. Back to the same place. Scene of the crime, we went back because we're smart. Smart people. Smart people do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was really
The
hard.
scene of the crime, yeah. Yeah.
It was really hard to find another house with like a matching tennis court like that. So
A matching tennis court.
The tennis court really made the shot. It was just
it really did. I mean, it was part of, everybody knows that you can't sell porn unless you have a story.
Yeah.
100% true.
Nobody just wants to watch people fuck. Everybody watches the story. That's what we really watch porn
Be
for.
like, I was gonna jerk off to this. The girl's really hot, but
The acting is terrible.
your story lacks continuity. I've always found that to be hilarious. But
I wonder
yeah,
how many people's fetish really is bad acting. That's really what they're getting off to.
there
sure.
are a lot. There are
Rule
people who
34.
are into it, but I don't know that like I don't know how much of a fetish it actually is. But I know that like it's a thing for sure. It's a thing that people are into the bad acting. I mean, there's a reason why we continue to do it to this day.
Yeah. I mean, that's why there's always a place for stuff like. Sorry.
When I'm shooting and there's like a good dialogue
It's okay,
sequence
he's
that happens.
talking anyway, it doesn't matter.
When I'm
'cause
shooting and
he
there's a-
still will overtalk me, even if I did
Yeah,
have something to say.
I will, 'cause
so
you're
I
boring.
could just talk
You're
really
stupid.
closely to the mic, and then even though, oh, you stopped. Okay, continue.
Anyway, I was talking, but you weren't saying anything useful, and Mike was away from
you
your face.
You wouldn't even know what
This
I was
is us.
saying because you didn't
Congratulations.
listen. Just like you
Welcome.
never listened.
I'm happy I booked this couples therapy. As I completely derailed everything,
I
apparently.
forgot what I was saying.
That's probably because it wasn't very important.
Well, I mean, Marcos was just gun shy about being mobbed by children again.
Yeah. Well,
This is true.
he talked.
Oh no, what I was saying. Shut up. When I was saying. I'm kidding.
Idiot woman.
No. What, yeah. Shut up, bitch. I'm talking. The man's talking.
This is
Yeah.
Nevada. She probably has a gun and could shoot you in your own home.
She doesn't.
And I'm just be like, I didn't see shit. But later.
She doesn't have.
I'm actually about to do a concealed carry course
Nice.
with
You're
Laura.
gonna
and
get a
I.
gun?
Laura and I are gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I live alone. Also, the story that I was.
Why are you
getting
telling
to-
people you live alone?
Huh? Because everyone knows that I live alone. But I'm also.
You have
about to be
3
strapped.
fucking
Also,
ferocious dogs
well,
that you live with.
I mean, they're not. They suck.
They're
I love them
horrifying.
so much.
They're horrifying.
But I sleep with a sword underneath my bed and also a dagger that is right under the edge of my bed. And actually, when I first moved in here, there was a noise in the middle of the night. And my first instinct was just like at my last house. And I reach over the side of my bed and I grab the knife. Because you never know.
Well, why
And I
didn't you
like
grab
to
the sword too and
sleep
dual wield as you came down?
Well, because honestly, you just want to be as fast as possible. You don't want to make a lot of noise. So if you just sit up in bed with the dagger, you can pretend you're still asleep. So if someone comes to attack you, all of a sudden you roll over and just stab them in the neck
This is all bad plans.
or in the
Yeah,
occipital
it's
lobe.
not. It's not a good situation.
Occipital.
No matter what.
No.
Having that many blades under.
There's
and
so
around
many
your bed
knives
is-
and weapons in this house. I love it. But I also would like a gun. And I think it's cool. But the
Guns
reason
are
that I
fun.
would like to do concealed carry and stuff like that is I was recently found out to be the naked window neighbor.
Oh, you've
yeah.
been seen.
Yeah. So I was in my bedroom. This is why I haven't been filming customs in my bedroom the past week or so.
For all of you who are waiting for bedroom customs.
Yeah. Well,
Here it comes.
there's that bedroom. I've been shooting in that one. But yeah, I was like laid naked, full splayed out on my bed, and I have like high privacy walls. Like when I look over, I can't even see the top of my neighbor's house. And it was just like about to, finish the video, and my eyes connect.
You're gonna come so hard.
I like felt.
Fuck.
I don't know. Like I just felt weird, and I like looked at the window that I'm like splayed out in the front of, and my new windows are those picture windows in my bedroom. So they're just a giant pane. There's no like separation like these. There's no lattice, and there's like a guy's head just like on top of the
Nice.
What the fuck?
on top.
You were like, oh fuck, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, I left it in the custom because I was like, dude, I want you to see this. Like, I'll remake it if you don't like it, but this is funny as shit because
he's like, it came so
literally had
hard.
a moment, and you can see me in the video, and I look over, I'm like, and I like reach, I grab the phone, I'm like, oh, and I
He's
dive
like, I just-
onto the floor, and I can hear them talking, right? And so I kind of peek around to see if they're still there, and then there's fucking 3 guys' heads, and I was like, they're multiplying. What the fuck am I
Whoa.
gonna do? Like, why are there so many?
Were they grown men or were they young?
They're grown men.
Oh wow.
And
Where were they coming from?
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was like, excuse me, like, how are you this tall for one, and how are there now 3 of you? So I've like actually like put my phone over to record in case anything, got weird or happened. But then like it died down, and I go and I peek out. They're walking into the house like across the street, right, with like 3 women. And I look and I can see the top of their truck. So I think like one guy got in the bed of the truck like to grab something from the truck.
And, like, look-
It's like,
yeah.
hey bro, this is really heavy, man. Can you help me? Because I'm like old and gross and stuff. Hey, there's a chick jerking off in there. And there's like, oh my God. And the women, they didn't have any idea. So
They didn't know what was going on.
I don't know if they live there. I don't know if they're friends.
It would've been
So,
pretty
but I'm sure they
awesome.
told them. So they know.
It would have been awesome if like the person that you were making the custom for was like, I'm going to give you extra money because I came when you got terrified. Like you being terrified made me come so fucking hard from watching you. You
I
were
wasn't
legit
even
scared.
terrified. I was legit like thinking for a sec. I was like, because I didn't know if they were like trying to climb over the fence, and that's why they were like up there. So I had a moment where I was like, all right, if I can belly crawl to the edge of my bed, I got my sword at the foot of the bed because the dagger's at the top of the bed. And so it was like, I can grab it. So I'm on the floor, but that's when I heard it die down. And I
You do
didn't
have
to
a wall.
stab
You do have a
anybody.
wall, bunch of windows, and another wall in between you, and you're sitting there naked with a sword in your room. Like, come on, come on, motherfucker!
Make my day.
I am super happy nothing happened, but I'm also very happy that you didn't have to check a custom into like being into custody as like
Right.
it goes to court like Exhibit A, your custom.
Stand your ground.
Your Honor, if you'll fast forward to the 8-minute mark after she comes, you'll clearly see that this custom video is disrupted by an intruder. But the cool part is that she does grab her sword and does some
only did
pretty
she-
awesome moves.
Not only did
And
she
defending her.
stab him 57 times, she also severed his head from his body. So when you think about it, Your Honor, we can call this one a win. And that's my dream.
She's a
Just be cool.
goddamn hero, sir.
She also does this really awesome roll move with the sword
Yeah.
at one point.
It's pretty awesome. And naked,
She
it's way
thinks
more
she's
impressive.
a fucking ninja, Your Honor.
I want to hire a lawyer that'll say she's a fucking ninja, Your
She's a
Honor.
fucking ninja, sir.
Sir.
If it pleases the court.
Pleases the court. If it pleases the court, my client's a fucking ninja.
Oh, thank
That's no further questions. So you were making your opening argument. Whatever. She's a fucking ninja. Case dismissed. Sorry, you can't say case dismissed. You're a lawyer. I object. Wait, no.
I love how I can't keep the mic close to my phone or to my face when I'm talking, but like when I snort, it can be right next to my nose. It's really
I know. I'm looking forward to ending this and just be like, me, Marco, snort. Me, Marco, snort.
She's like, and then this guy is it's fucking insane. I'm sitting there masturbating, and then it's like, what the fuck?
I'm
What is
used to
going
being
on?
on a
She's
stand. I'm sorry. I just did it again, I think.
See, this is. I feel like I'm being blamed here for not.
Do one of these.
When Mama said knock you out.
Yeah. Don't you call this a regular jams?
I love that Marcos' spit stain is now on camera too.
Oh, God.
No, this one?
Oh yeah.
Do I have one?
It's 100 degrees and it's humid out. Check this out. Hold on.
Can you smell? Can you
Can't.
smell?
Mics don't smell, Marcos.
My
You know.
armpits, my armpits aren't saying anything. I used to be really embarrassed about stuff like that, and then I realized I live in Vegas. There isn't a single time of year that I don't have pit marks.
My butt sweats, like the creases of my butt, not
Yep.
like the crack. Well, that sweats, but it's big enough that like,
Okay,
it doesn't
please,
really
please don't stick the microphone there to
I
prove what
always
Marcos
wear,
just did.
like-
Please
No,
don't.
I
but then
always-
it's like the scoop of the butt cheeks is where I get the most sweat, and so then like I'm just trying to wear something cute, and then it looks like I'm pissing down the back of my leg, and it's cool.
Yeah, during
So,
the summer, I always wear ripstop like nylon cargo shorts.
the same color. He has 50 pairs.
I know.
Yeah.
I work with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
kidding.
I'm serious. I'm like,
I'm
I mean,
kidding,
people
but
don't
I'm
realize
also, like,
that, but
not
I'm also
kidding,
like,
so.
I'm basically Bill Gates. I have the
Wait, you're
same outfit
microchipping
that I
us?
wear for- I'm Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates.
Are you gonna go in a giant penis-shaped rocket to the
Penis-shaped
moon?
rocket to just the edge of space,
Oh yeah, not even cool.
and then come back down.
That's cool though.
But yeah, I wear those like ripstop cargo shorts because it's just like summer. I'm not wearing jeans. That's crazy.
He has a uniform for summer.
And also,
Oh, I know.
I need batteries. I gotta have places for all my shit. And
yeah, because when people buy you like really nice messenger bags, that you say that, man, I've been really needing
Dude,
a good
she'll
messenger
never
bag.
let me live
and
this
then
down.
your friend makes you a custom messenger bag for your birthday, and gets it engraved with a quote from one of like your favorite podcasts, and
she got
and then
me a
nobody ever
messenger.
uses
She got
it,
me a
you know what I
leather
mean?
messenger bag that has "Keep Feather" in it, brother, from the YMH podcast. And it's massive. And
because you said that you needed one that was big enough to hold all your stuff, because you complained that the one that you always carry around is too small. So I got one that was big.
I'm starting to know something about Molly. Like, she just goes for overkill. It's like, hey, we need a bottle of Woodford. Like, I'm going to get the most fancy, expensive bottle of Woodford I can find.
Yeah.
I need a messenger bag. Here's a massive one. Like,
the funny,
because that's
the
what I
funny
buy for
part,
other people.
the even
I don't
funnier
buy that
part
shit
is
for me.
that she lived with me for the better part of 6 months.
I'm sorry.
And so she knows the sheer number of fucking bags that I have. Like,
He
I have a
bought
bag
so many
problem.
bags. He got to the point where he was like, I need to stop buying bags. I'm not
So-
allowing myself to buy any more bags because none of these bags are working because I'm not buying a
So
bag
she
that's high
decided
enough
she was going to
quality
go
of one.
completely over the top and get me a crazy
Yes,
bag.
so that you didn't have to keep looking for bags.
I
Like,
think
it
he
would
just did
become it became an obsession. He was always searching for a better
I
messenger
think she
bag.
knew I wasn't going to use it, and now she's got something to give me shit about forever.
No, I really
Which
thought
also
that you would
works.
use it. I thought you were like, and you open it and you acted like it was something that you really loved. And I was like, oh, this warms my heart. I'm so glad that he enjoyed it. And then every time that I've seen him since then, he always has that dumpy ass messenger bag.
you got to get the video version of this episode, folks. Like, you're missing out on shit if you're just listening to this.
I mean, it's a really nice bag. It's not the most
is.
ergonomic bag of the bags I own, but it's really nice. And
That
it's
was
beautiful.
literally made for camera equipment. Like, that's its purpose, to hold camera equipment
It's its
and a laptop.
purpose? Oh my God.
Because you were like, my laptop doesn't fit into my current messenger bag. And that's why it's big. So it can sustain a laptop. You know what I mean? I was trying to help, but it's okay.
He's just looking at every camera but mine. It's great.
Yeah, well, that's too much.
That's too much effort.
That's too far.
That's too far.
That's too far. I was talking about cargo shorts and how they tend to really wick the sweat out of my legs and my crotch. I can really feel it on the ride home. And right now, the way I've been sitting in this chair, if I got up to eyeball your camera, I'd feel the cool sweat.
It feels good sometimes.
From my
though.
nethers.
Like when you, no, but you know.
Nether sweat.
My nether sweat.
No, like, do you know, like, when you've had to
the
sit
best
for a long
Nirvana album,
time,
Nether
like,
Sweat
like at
is
a
my favorite
restaurant
one.
or something, you've been sitting for a long time, and I don't care,
Oh,
like,
God,
even
it's
if it's
the
not
best.
hot outside, you just get sweaty, like, because you're sitting in one position with your legs crossed or closed, you're surrounded by people, and then you get up.
I know,
and
I love
you
it.
feel like the fresh air touch the sweat, and you're just like, oh, it's cool again, and it feels fine,
And your
and then it
crotch
dries
feels like
by the
beef
time you
stew.
sweat. Yeah.
It's the best.
I mean, no, the relief is the good feeling. Okay.
My crotch should never feel that chunky.
Beef stew.
Why is there a potato in my
You
crotch?
ever like when your crotch feels like beef stew? It has like carrots and peas.
Yeah, you just
in there.
pull the carrot out.
So nasty. So gross. You gross. You nasty as hell.
Nasty.
It smells like that for weeks, too.
Picture like a carrot, like carved, like a long carrot, like anal beads.
Carrot carved like anal bead. Oh, wow.
I know we're probably like 30, 40 minutes in. What do you have like a structure that you ever
You're
go
looking
by,
at
or
it.
We just have it's
You're-
just free form.
Well, Marcus
It's
is
like,
like,
my structure, which is nothing.
No, I didn't know.
well,
if you
Marcus
had-
has known me for a decade. He's like, oh, you've been doing this show for 5 years. Do you have a structure?
Well, I've seen.
I'm a podcast fan, but
I show up.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen clips of it, but everybody when they clip stuff, you think like, okay, this is what this is, and so I didn't know if you had like a skeleton kind of like thing, or if it's just like drink and talk.
so for the uninitiated, for our new listeners like Marcos, who for whatever reason employs me too, like
Long time listener, first time caller.
what we try to accomplish over here is we want the audience to feel like they just happen to be sitting at a bar and overhear our conversation.
all right. Hey Matt, big fan. So just wanted to know what's the format, bro? All right, cool. All right, awesome.
Is this the point where you asked me about how I got into the biz and my virginity? No, we don't do any of that shit either.
That's cool. But see, I don't like to do that.
Good.
Molly's like, not even in the same
She's the
room with
worst.
her.
You were just the worst.
So Molly's
I am literally the worst person that you will ever
Molly is
meet.
now a podcast host, by the way, folks.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I got followed by your podcast.
Nobody watches. It's okay.
Nobody watches anyone's podcast.
That's why I was on it.
Nobody.
I know, but I don't think. I just expect it to fail, but I'm just doing it for fun. So that's the way I see it.
Well, that's the way you should do it. As I tell new clients all the time, like, you're not going to be fucking Joe Rogan. It's not going to fucking happen.
I don't want that. I just like talking to my friends, and it's literally it's just like this, except I call myself a whore because everybody else does. So
That's not true.
I mean, I call myself a whore too, but
That's not true. You
don't
have
have-
value.
huh?
You have value.
yeah, whores have value. You pay them.
That's right. That's true.
Sluts are free.
You
The
have
difference is
value,
that
and
you
it's
can
hourly.
Be whatever level whore you want because you set your prices.
The cool thing is that you went.
Demand. You can't. I can set a very high price. There's just not a huge demand for it.
You went from having hourly
You just have to
value
build that
to
demand.
being valued by the minute, depending on
To
how.
what?
I said whores went from having hourly values to being valued by the minute.
I'm valued by the minute.
Customs, right?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's more economical.
Custom sexting. I mean, that's by the minute.
Because if you're doing it by an hour, what are you doing with the last 45 minutes?
Cuddling.
Cuddling. Cuddling's cool if you like.
It was.
If you like
like
the
the
person,
person.
yeah.
If you
It's
like
a
the person,
joke.
it's cool.
I feel like a lot of my fans want to be cuddled, because like a lot of times I just talk to them, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's not the same as like an in-person connection. But you can like form real connections with people that are just like that you value them as people, and you're like, oh, like I hope that this goes well for you, because you start to find out about their day and stuff like that, like what they do for work and things that are important to them. Like it's not like you mean to do it, but it happens. And I mean, if they're good people, you don't like want bad things for them and stuff. And I feel like you kind of have to have that level of appreciation to keep a fan base, because they are the reason that you have the success that you have in one way or another. Because you can put in all the work you want, but if they're not there, being like, keep doing this, let's give you money to keep doing this,
Sorry.
Thank you. That is not the first set of
I'm-
fluids put on
just
that
kidding,
I'm
microphone.
kidding.
So
Okay.
I was trying to be like appreciative and shit, but
Sincere and shit.
I guess we don't like do that here. So fuck you, pay me, bitch.
he is not the host of this show. Ignore him.
Because he's really being rude and he's kind of hurting my feelings.
I'm not being rude.
So, yeah, for me, like, I don't even like to refer to like my listeners and my fans. Like, I don't know. It's just a thing where like, no, you're my listeners. Like,
Well, it's different for me because it's like the listener thing is how I refer to it when I do this, but most of my interaction for work is not that, because that's like a thing that just randomly happened out of nowhere. So it's like when I refer to like fans, it's like it's people that I know are, because like I talk to them every single day. Like I'm on.
I would have a
like,
different perspective on
you know what I mean?
fans for
and
me.
I've done it for so many years that some of these people I've known for like 6+ years. Like I feel like it's kind of difficult. You don't develop that with everyone. I'm just saying, like,
Your fans
I
are-
feel like some people just want to go on there. Some of them don't buy customs.
Well,
They're
sure.
not huge on investing money, and they just like to like chat and
They're lonely.
and tip you. 'cause
Well, it's like
just-
you can also break
yeah.
it down into like at a certain point, it's like the difference between fans and customers. You have fans, people that have stuck with you and like been around for a long time.
Yeah,
and
but
you
there's
and then you
new
also
fans
just have
that
co-
become that
Right.
as well, and some people come
You convert
just for that
customers into
experience
fans.
as well.
for sure.
You convert the guy that wants to
That's
jerk
what I'm
off to a
saying. They're
video
not
to
all
like
the
a fan.
same.
Right,
They're not
right,
all
right.
the same, but I'm saying that's why some of them are just like, oh, for the next 45 minutes, let's just cuddle. Because it's like maybe some guys like will pay for sexting, right? And they pay like for a certain amount of time to do it most instances. So it's like sometimes they finish really quick, and then it's like, well, you still paid for all of this time, so let's just talk, you know? And it's like sometimes I feel like, yeah, you want to get off, but then at the same time, if you're getting off online and you're not out with like a girl or something like that, maybe you do just want someone to talk to a little bit as well. Like at least, you know, maybe feel like somebody gives a shit for 30 minutes, you know?
Wow, you're getting 30 minutes of post-nut clarity, too.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even getting, like, all bogged down with, oh, no, I just want a nut. It's like, wow, the clear, you have them in their most innocent state.
After he came, he taught me how to code.
Well, and then we just talk about shit. And, like, I sometimes have some really interesting conversations. And then some people, they finish early and they just go. That's what I'm saying. It's not like everyone, but I'm saying that definitely not all fans or versus customers or whatever are the same, like necessarily.
It's a different. The fan thing is all about perspective and like what part of the like. I don't have fans.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I mean, if I do, I don't know about them, or it's like people that will say like, oh, you know, I'm a fan of your work.
I'm sure there are fans of your deeper series for sure. Like that is something. So yeah.
Are you talking about the website Deeper Doc? Oh wait, no, sorry, not that one.
Well,
that website. Oh, sorry.
Because unfortunately,
no, that's
pornography.
I was trying to flirt with you. I was kicking your shin.
Unfortunately for pornography, it's not like mainstream where like the director's name is prominently attached to it unless it's a fucking feature. So someone may have jerked off to hundreds of pieces of your work.
Yeah, and they've
I never know.
Man, I can only hope.
Well, I tell you what, all of my fans are fans of your work because everybody loves the stuff that we make. So
yeah,
they're fans.
So do you put Marcos's name on your work?
Yeah. I always tell people.
No. But is it like is there a credit scroll directed by Marcos Rivera?
Well, Marcos actually edits the ones that we shoot together, so he could put one in.
Some pieces
I wouldn't mind
we've done that for some stuff.
We did that for Stepsisters.
For some stuff.
And for the Goddess of the Night, the vampire thing.
Yeah, we've done it for like certain projects.
Yeah, because it's like when there are certain like big productions that we put on, it's like, yeah, but it's like if you're just racking through customs, you know? But yeah, definitely like Stepsisters was so fun to make. That was like, and that was the first time that we really worked together on a big scale.
It's a very foreign kind of concept for me, like especially because when I started in the business, I was just working on set. So everybody was like a pay for the scene situation, right? So, and it wasn't until I started working with Molly and people like her that came from the cam world that it was like, oh, there's an entire like different economy that exists that like I haven't been privy to. Like I didn't even know or understand it at all, and like how that worked. Because, you know, again, my age, it's like I grew up getting in trouble when I was 13 for running up a $400 phone bill because I was prank calling sex phone lines with my cousin because I thought it was funny. And I'd be like, hi, I'm 25, and how big is your dick? It's big, really, really big. Like I don't know how big is my dick. And then my dad would be like, "Hey, why is the phone? What's this 1-900 number that you were calling?" So like growing up in an era of phone sex where it was like there were no visuals, you weren't sitting and tipping. So like going into that world where camming is this thing where people just sit online for hours and are throwing money at people, I never even really understood it. And then you know, going from that and growing into OnlyFans and like seeing how this like things have been commoditized like by the minute, and it's like, whoa, this is crazy.
Oh, 100%. Hell, I thought I had a okay grasp on the camming end of things, and then like I was sitting down with a friend last night who came from the cam world who was like deep into MFC for a while, and the way she was breaking it down, I'm like, holy fuck, that is a lot more than I thought it was. Like,
right.
I always knew it was like a 9-to-5 grind if you were really making money at it.
Yeah, that was my bread and butter. 6 years.
She was all like, well, no, there's your cam score and then your model rank, and you got to run promotions for people, and like it's all about hooking whales. And I'm just like, wow, there is a fucking lot that went into this.
First time I shot you, or I mean, no, it wasn't the first time. I think it was like the second time when you came over, and it was your rank. Your cam, maybe it was your camiversary or like whatever, and you were literally online.
Camiversary.
Yeah, you were literally online for like 24 hours. And it was just like, it was the only time I've ever checked in on like Cam to see if she was still awake. I remember I was on set the next day. You were still
I was like
there.
cracked
Yeah,
out of my mind
yeah,
on
yeah.
Red Bull. Like
I was
got
like,
confused.
I logged on to MFC
not
and I was like, holy shit, she's still awake. And I like went back to work and
Was
I was
I
like,
like
this is
tweaking?
crazy.
I was like,
No, you weren't.
Was there the point where I was, like,
I didn't watch very
cleaning
long.
my room?
I was essentially logging on to like get proof of life, and then
a
it
wellness
logged
check.
off. It was like, oh, she's still alive. All right,
I got
we're
to a
good.
point where I was like almost fucking hallucinating. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't. It's just like sun was coming through my windows in the morning, and then like I could see all the dust particles, and it
Yeah,
made
it's
me
wild.
paranoid. And I started like freakishly cleaning my entire room, and that's what people watch me do naked. So it wasn't. I don't
That's
know
a
what the
crazy
point
world.
was,
That's a
but they
crazy,
liked it.
crazy world.
So
I know. I had friends who were doing it back in the day, and they're just like, it was on StreamMate, so they were performing as a couple, and people used to take them private and then be like, okay, you're gonna tell her that she's your daughter, and like use my name. I'm like, oh, that's dark and that's fucked up. And like,
Yeah.
"Whoa."
yeah, there's some shit that I won't do that people have asked me to do. I'm like, it's gross.
It's just like that's a fucked up.
Yeah, I've had so many people like try to get me to do like faux incest or like incest role play, and it's like the most disgusting thing. Like it's not even step siblings, which is still to me like, you know, I've made them of course, but it's still like cringe, you know. But it is what it is. It's just a thing.
Yeah,
But people
Yeah.
ask for some fucked up.
well,
shit.
now I'm blown away just by the detail, the level of detail. Like when somebody hires me to shoot their custom videos for them, and I hear like the level of detail that some of these custom requests are asking, I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
It's like
there's-
you're asking for more detail than a MindGeek script right now.
Yeah,
like,
you're like at the 1 minute and 35 second mark, I want you to pinch your left nipple, and then I want you to yodel,
yeah.
and then go.
And it's like I want close-ups
Right.
of this while also seeing this at the same time somehow. And it's like, you know, for the most part, we can make most of it work. That's why,
Or, like,
that's why I
shooting-
always tell people that it's kind of
Yeah.
like I'll do my best, but you
Or
know,
I've recently started shooting like customs for trans performers that I've gotten to know here in Vegas, and like the number of times that dudes want these girls to come, I'm like, you ready to come a lot today? It's like you got 12 custom videos to shoot, and you need to come for every one. And it's like, I don't know if that's possible. And be like, well, guess we gonna find out. You're gonna learn today.
go learn.
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna come all day.
oh, just shooting dust by the 12th one. Ugh.
Like, all right, we're done. I'm
I'd be
out.
like, if I was a content creator, I'd be like, you guys better pay a lot of money for this. You get one this week. This week, you get one. Is it Friday? We're
It
gonna
has
auction
to
off.
be at 2 p.m.
We're gonna auction off my cum shot this week because it's almost Friday, and you know what that means, guys. Are you ready for this?
Let the bidding begin.
I'm about to pop one off because
This
it's
is
Friday.
Marcos on cam. Just,
Yeah,
ugh.
it's me. It's me on camera. Be like, how you doing, guys?
How you doing?
How you doing? Who's ready? Who's ready for me to jizz everywhere?
Would you come on your feet?
Would I come on my own feet?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for enough money, yeah.
How much money for you to come on your own feet?
I was asked once, hey, would you suck a dick for $1 million? And I was like, you'd have to pay me $5 million to stop. Like, I'm sorry, but like that's a lot of money.
No, but like, how much reasonably if someone was like,
If somebody-
I want a video of you with download privileges that you are jerking off onto your feet, like I'm
So
talking,
how's
you have
this-
to be in a full length mirror or something so that
Full
they
frame?
can see
All right,
your
so,
face,
all right,
and they can see that
okay,
you're
I
jerking
like
it,
this,
and
I
then
like this.
you are jerking off onto your feet.
Yeah.
Then at the end,
Yeah.
off your foot, and you eat it.
I mean,
how much money?
So let me ask you. So like, am I edging for a while before this, or am I
don't
just
have
like
to.
getting?
I mean,
the
how
job
long do
done?
you have to stroke for? Like, how long does this
Yeah.
content have to be?
Yeah.
It literally has to be like, all right, so you're in front of the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to do like a cool entrance, though. You have to like get
I need
from
to
the
be-
side.
Dude, I'll fucking dance.
I
I'll
mean,
do
come in
shit.
is it like a pro wrestling intro, like pyrotechnics, full music?
If you want, he has a fog machine. This is what I'm
Oh my
talking
God.
Oh, so I can
about.
come through the smoke like
Do you
in
know
a
how
cape.
much material? Yes,
Lucha Libre mask.
Yeah.
dude.
No, they want to see my face.
No, you rip it off. It's like it's an
face is-
unmasking
oh,
too.
It's an unmasking because they don't know who he is.
Marcos,
Do you know
Marcos,
what I'm saying?
what you should do is like do the classy Lucha Libre thing, full suit with the mask, and then slowly undo the suit. Then undo your mat.
I only want to jerk off on my feet.
Excuse me.
I only want to jerk off on my feet and eat it if I can make it look like a YouTube unboxing video.
No, excuse me.
Damn it.
You have your curtains. The fog begins. It's dark.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have Final Draft open and be typing this.
Like, what
I
do
have
you-
a feeling if
what
I
are you
log
doing?
into my OnlyFans, there's going to be a custom request from her sitting there.
All right.
So now
So
we're
you enter
playing
this
Guess How
fog.
Much I'm Paying
There's
You.
fog. You have your spotlight. Red. There you are.
Red spotlight.
Yeah, because it's
That's
dark.
more money because that requires specialty lights.
That's fine. You'll be able to afford it after this. And they pay up front.
After this.
After this, ooh.
They pay up front for customs.
Oh, I thought you were paying.
Yeah, the people who would want this. Like
Like,
me. I don't know. Maybe.
she just wants to see me jerk off in a mirror and eat my own cum. That's
I
what it
mean,
is.
it's only fair.
She's like, that's why she was like, download privileges are a must for this video.
I mean, it's only fair. You've seen her jerk off how many times? She gets to see you once.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It's only fair.
Okay.
fine.
Anyway.
You don't want to watch me jerk off.
Okay. In the corner, mirror. It's it's angled towards the camera.
So is the camera in the reflection?
No.
Well,
You have to prop it up.
I'm
so
a professional,
That you can
goddammit.
see. He does this for a living.
I know. I work for him.
Yeah.
I like this.
So you have
She's
to
having me come on my feet as a tribute to Quentin Tarantino, too.
Yes.
He's like, come on your
he
feet and
loves
lick it
feet.
off.
Quentin Tarantino loves
I'm-
feet. Now, feel me. It's positioned in the corner, but you're here in your cape, right? But the way the camera is angled, we would see you from the back. But in the mirror, we would see you from the front. So,
From the front and back.
yeah.
This is a horror show.
You rip off
I'm
the
telling you
feet.
right now, this is nobody's buying this.
Somebody's buying it.
Nobody needs to see
Someone's
this.
ordering it.
Who is buying it is paying a lot of money for their own sake.
Oh, fuck, I'm so
I'd be
high
like,
right now. I'm so high right now.
You
Anyway.
should not have this for like. This should not be a dollar store item. This is gonna. There's gonna be
No,
a lot
okay.
of therapy involved. After, all right.
You whip off the cape. In the mirror, you have to make eye contact with where the camera can see you, where it's making contact with the mirror.
Yeah.
You start jerking off while making eye contact with the camera. You have to come on your feet.
Better hope you don't miss.
Get close to the camera, lick it off.
And it has to be a one shot. Like you can't, no cuts.
Yeah. No. I mean, this Roger Deakins, the Roger Deakins one shot,
Oh, I'm crying.
the Steven Spielberg oneer.
Oh, that'd be
Crying.
miserable.
How much
Like
money?
you miss your feet. Have to start from the beginning.
I have to get a camera. I'm gonna have to have a camera operator and be like, the camera operator is gonna follow you for one shot through your entire house.
Oh my God.
Up staircases, down staircases. He's gonna come around and then follow you to your phone.
While you're tugging it the whole time.
The whole time I'm just like, you're still following and be like, oh yeah. I mean, who knows?
Oh my God. It sounded so simple in my head, and I was like, I can get this out without laughing, but I couldn't, and I'm crying. So how much
Molly
money?
is literally crying for the audio audience. Literally crying from this.
I mean, I guess I have to.
She hasn't even seen it. It's just
I
crying.
have to charge by the minute for this, right?
Oh, I fucked with my makeup.
I have to charge. Am I charging by the minute for this, or is this like just a lump sum?
It's just like lump sum. However long it takes to get that shit done.
Better hire a good
It's
operator.
like $1 million to suck a dick.
I mean,
Yeah, but that's not fucking a dick. I mean, that's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. I'd probably make that video for 10 grand.
10 grand.
Yeah.
okay.
I guess. Yeah.
We're gonna pass around a collection plate at ABN.
You're not gonna get anybody to pay me 10 grand to make it.
Oh no, that's why we're doing a collection. We're gonna crowdsource this. We're gonna absolutely. Oh, I bet we could get 10 grand between a lot of people. I'm just gonna roll around the circle bar. I bet we could get 10 grand at the
I
circle
mean,
bar.
you also should be prepared to receive something that's an incredibly creative interpretation of the video as the end product. So
But it all has
just
to be visible.
know that.
It all has to be visible, just like porn. You have to see it.
God, I'm fucking crying,
How bad
guys.
Is, how bad is my...
I mean,
It's pretty bad.
yeah.
Oh,
Fuck.
fuck, man. Oh,
Marcos, the idea of you coming brings tears to our eyes. That's how important it is to her, especially hitting your feet.
Dude, when I come, it's a fucking celebration. Everybody knows. What happens when you come? I mean, it's a celebration. It's like a whole neighborhood experience.
I did
Women
this.
get emotional, they cry.
Yeah. And you're like,
I did this when I was talking.
he came.
I did this when I was talking to Caitlin. I did my makeup really nice. And then I talked about naked furniture people. And I
You
started
didn't-
crying. And
You didn't realize that you were going to start talking about me making custom videos and masturbating in a full-length mirror
And coming on your feet. Can't forget that's the important
and
part.
licking off the cum that I put on my feet.
Yeah.
Luxuriating in my own cum, as they say.
So what do you say after you lick it? Like when it
grand.
hits your lips, like what's your catchphrase after that?
Fuck. Nice and slow.
Are you gonna blow a bubble with it?
Like with a lot of vocal fry, yeah.
how many times do you think you have to do that to like get a bubble though? Like,
especially
it's
as a
commitment.
one shot. Especially as a one shot.
Look, if somebody was paying me a lot of money for this video, I'd be eating all the pineapple and bananas like leading up to it. I make sure that cum was on point. I'd be like, it's gonna be,
I can't
it's gonna
even
be
Okay, guys.
what I'm
thick.
hearing right
and-
now.
We're going to take a 10 grand collection for this.
It's gonna be thick, hot, white cum. 34 strokes. That's all it takes.
So am I gonna get in trouble at work if I ask all the talent to kick in for the collection?
No, it's totally fine.
Okay, cool. I mean, every day on set for like till it gets done, I'm going to be asking every talent that walks on set.
Yeah, I mean, don't do that. But it's like we don't have to do that.
I mean,
but
don't.
But
like,
don't. But
have to do
But
it's
like
not
I
against
could
the
use.
rules.
But 10 grand is 10 grand.
I don't know. I set the price point way too low for this.
I know, and it's on record.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know that I would do. I don't know.
It's too late. It's on
Nobody
record.
wants,
It's
nobody
like
wants to see that.
Oh, no one wants to see it, but we want to fund it.
Nobody wants to see that. Yeah. We want to fund it. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No. I don't know. That's fine. It's weird.
Marcos is getting nervous that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going
Yeah, I
to
can't-
get this money.
I can't even get used to the idea of like I am completely amazed at people's willingness to just be able to openly masturbate in front of other people. That's a weird thing for me. Somebody's like, "Let me see you jerk off." I'm like, "Oh, I'm shy. Like, I don't want you to see that."
It's surprising to me how many guys want me to watch them jerk off.
That's weird, man.
I feel like that's a weird power trip. It's like, oh, that's right. I'm making you watch me jerk off.
Here's this thing that I'm doing that's unrelated to you.
I don't know.
That I find sexual that I'm gonna gross you out with.
I just assume.
much.
I just assume you don't want to
Sometimes
see
though,
this.
I mean, sometimes there's some impressive cum shots. Like I don't think cum or dick are gross.
Girls masturbating is super pretty.
Yeah.
It's cute. Guys,
I mean, it depends on the girl.
Like
True, but I mean, for the most part, I'd say the large large majority of women masturbating, it's like something that, as a guy, as a cis white male, as a cis Puerto Rican male, I would be like, yeah, I like what's happening here. I can get down with this. I see your passion and dedication.
You're putting in the
me-
work.
Yeah, I've had girlfriends in the past ask me like, "Can you send me a video of you jerking off?" And I'm like, "Why would you want to see that?" I'm like, "Why don't we just talk on the phone like normal people?" You fucking lunatic. I'm like, "You
So
don't want to see
when did you send it
that."
to her?
Huh?
How soon did you send it to her?
I mean, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, like I don't want to see it myself. I don't want to see myself jerking off.
Well, don't shoot it with the selfie cam.
Well, I mean, if I can make it look beautiful, like smoke machine,
yeah,
Like,
you just have to make
nice,
it look pretty.
tight,
he doesn't have
nice-
to do it in front of anyone. He sets up the camera.
tight shot of my dick, but using a wide angle lens, for maximum effect.
Right.
Maybe an under angle shot. But then it's like, how am I going to come if I have to do a fucking back bend just so you don't see my fucking gut or like the bottom of my chin? You know what I mean? It's a lot
You
of
could
work,
wear
man.
like a full body.
Marcos,
It's
just
not working
edit it
for.
out
I'm
in
a big,
post.
I'm a
What
big
if-
boy.
What if you wore like a
Rotoscope
full
out
body?
your gut. Just rotoscope your gut out.
No, like full body.
Rotoscope your gut out.
Like
A Scanner Darkly version of like me masturbating.
like
It's like,
one of
I'm a
those
big fan of movies that involve rotoscope.
the gimp suit things where just your dick is out, but like just your head.
Yeah, I mean
Head
that
and
could
dick.
work. It was just like a full compression suit.
Yeah, but head and dick.
Just pushes.
Are you
pushes
trying to
all
get
the-
Marcos in a girdle? That's not cool.
No, he said compression suit. I was thinking like the gimp things.
You just want me in
He's
a
got-
gimp outfit with just the dick hanging out?
But you have to show your face, so it has to be the neck to the neck one.
Why do you need to see my face?
Prove it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I could just sit there and be like, "Hey, everybody!" Like, go to the camera at the beginning and be like, "I'm about to put this suit on and jerk off," and then you don't see my face
That
anymore.
would be cool. That would be cool, actually.
That's actually the part. That's
That's
the most
cool.
terrifying
That's
part
cool.
of shooting a video
Is having your face
of
in it?
masturbating is seeing my face while I masturbate. Like, I don't want any. Like, I don't even know what I look like when I come. That's terrifying to
Come on,
think of.
give us your old face. Come on.
It probably looks like me vomiting, which I'm like, man.
I've been told I look like I'm in pain.
Yeah.
I've had partners be like,
I'm
"Are you
sure.
okay?"
I'm
Like,
sure.
You really look like you're in pain right now.
I feel like a lot of
It
guys.
hurts. It hurts.
I feel like a lot of guys look like they're in pain when they come. That's why, like, when you feel like even fans who I've seen their face, like, I know what they look like when they send me videos of them jerking off. Their face isn't usually in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people don't
Yeah.
like. I don't even like how I look when I come.
I don't think
And
anyone
guys-
likes their own face.
And guys
their own
don't
face.
like.
I don't want to
yeah.
see it. I don't. I've been
I hate
really.
editing my own shit because, like, I'm like,
I've been really lucky that, you know, to never have a girl hold a mirror up over her face while I was fucking her. So, like, I never had to watch. And, like, those poor things, I'm like, close your eyes and turn your head. I'm about to finish.
You just bury your face in their neck and just start kissing their neck as you're about to finish, just so they can't see your
Why
face.
do you always bend me over when you're about to come? Like, you don't need to see this. You just don't need to see, you don't need to see any of this.
So much.
Like, it's for your benefit, sweetheart. It has nothing to do with. It's not because I don't want to look at you. I love looking at you. I do. It turns me on so much. You just don't want to see this. You don't want to see this. It looks like a procedure's happening, and like we don't need to see that. I don't know though. I don't know. I could look really beautiful while I'm coming. It could be the most beautiful thing you've ever fucking seen when I come. I don't know.
I'm gonna start hitting up former partners of yours and ask them.
Good luck. They're all dead. No, just kidding. That was a joke. They're not dead. They're all alive. What?
what happened? Did it make you angry?
I mean, they died of suicide. It wasn't like I didn't. They all killed themselves.
They saw the O face and they had to end it.
That's unfortunate.
It's terrible.
No, they realized that they can never see anything quite as beautiful ever again, and life was
True.
not worth living.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you've watched me come up close, face to face, like you'll never see something as beautiful as that again in your life.
I mean, if you've already seen God, why would you want to stay on this
Yeah,
planet?
I mean, it's the closest thing. Yeah, it's the closest thing you'll get to God. I have a fucking choir that it's a little people choir.
It's your house. You could pee.
It's next to my bed. Pee right here, right
I'm gonna
now.
bring it with me.
Do it right now.
I don't think it's that.
I
Quite,
want you to fucking squirt in your bang fucking drink. Rainbow unicorn.
okay, now that Molly's gone, let's talk mad shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to see myself come. I don't want to see that face. I don't. It's terrifying to think of.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely terrifying. I'd be like, oh, fuck. Be like, you remember last night when we were fucking? And be like, yeah, how could I forget? And be like, I had a video camera and I totally got your face on camera when you came. And be like, I can never see you again, unfortunately. This relationship is over.
Well, at least you don't have a bad catchphrase like some male talent or some shit.
Oh, like dropping loads.
Yeah, dropping loads.
Or, I don't know. The other
There's
ones
other
aren't
ones,
too
I
bad.
know.
There's other ones that aren't as bad. I like male catchphrases when they're subtle because it lets me know when they're gonna pop, which is great. Like Johnny Sins always used to say, "You're gonna make me fucking come," and I was just like,
Okay.
It was always great. It was great. It was like it was the setup. It was the setup to the punchline. You're gonna make me fucking come. Be like, all hands on deck, ready for the money shot. But. And then it's like you work with enough male performers after a while, you know their kind of grunt.
You know their O faces very well?
Well, not even their O faces. I know their sounds. Like it's disturbing. For a couple of things have happened to me being in this industry that is incredibly disturbing. Garçon, more LaCroix, please.
I was trying to be subtle about it and not be on camera like, Molly, get me a LaCroix.
But first of all, like the level of dick recognition that I have is fairly disturbing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, babe. Yeah, like the level of dick recognition is kind of the first disturbing trait that that I really recognized where I was like, oh, I know that dick. I don't even need to see. I can't, like, that's why we can't watch American porn after a while, because you like way too familiar with the performers.
Oh no, I pretty much exclusively watch European stuff.
Watch hentai.
Yeah, or Japanese animation. Yeah, and then it becomes like, first it's the dick recognition, and then it's the like, I know, like the breathing patterns of the dudes when they're about to come. Like, it's disturbing how.
So do you ever try to time it with them? Like,
Yeah.
Same time, man.
Yeah.
Same time.
Let's go, bro.
I know how to make it stop. I know how to be right next to the male performer, and when I hear that breathing, I just lightly stroke their cheek, their butt cheek, and then they look at me all shocked, and I'm like, "What's up?"
It's okay, buddy.
And then I'm like,
It's okay.
and that's like when I do
sexual
that.
harassment on set, or like
when I do that,
do
they
guys
know that-
not
I mean,
complain.
I'm too busy looking at my phone by this point, so I'm not privy to it.
I have different
okay.
strokes for how much more time I need. Like, it's too soon.
I mean, occasionally you
This
stick
is
a
5
finger
minutes.
in, just
Yeah.
get a good 20.
That's sticking a finger in a
20
dude's
minutes
butt. That's at least 20. I'm like, you're having way too much fun, and I don't have a full scene.
Also, pull her hair.
I mean, I saw you get knuckle deep on one of the scenes we were on earlier this week, so
I mean, it doesn't count unless you're 2 knuckles deep. So, but
Wait, you fingered someone on set? I'm so good.
no.
I mean, our talent was about to pop too early, so Marcos had to step in and make sure that didn't happen.
Oh, of course.
No, but like I know, like I've shot Xander so many times that I know when Xander's about to nut.
You probably know Xander's going to come before Xander knows he's going to come.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Be like, how
You're
did
like-
you know? And be like,
I know
come
you,
on, bro. Come on, bro. How long we been working together?
I've
do
been
I-
with you every time.
You know, I can't believe that you would think that I don't pay attention to the noises you make.
You should see Marcos at like the talent pre-meeting. He actually like gives her a heads up, like, so when he starts making this noise, he's got to do this. He has
So
the whole
make sure
scene.
that you turn around so you can catch it in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta get the timing. Like,
Such a awesome, amazing adventure this business has been.
yeah, it's interesting. I've learned a lot of things along the way.
Some people rub their bellies and scratch circles on themselves when they're getting ready to come.
Yep, they do that. I've seen it. He showed me.
Yeah. I've taken secret videos of that. It's pretty awesome.
Well, it's not really a
gonna get
secret
in trouble
video
for
because
that.
it's on the internet. It was a porn.
Yeah, but you usually don't. You usually frame that out. The videos that
do?
I take of it, are usually with a phone that I'm secretly.
Well, I knew it
recording.
was a
Yeah,
phone, but I
yeah,
didn't realize
yeah.
that. Like,
Thanks for outing me on that one. That's
I'm
cool.
so sorry.
No, that's fine.
We can
Oh,
cut
no.
it.
I'm
not gonna
We
get in
can bleep
trouble.
it out.
I mean,
It's not like
We
you just-
could, but we're
it's not. Like
not.
you,
We won't.
you didn't send it to me. You just showed it to
just
me
showed
on your
it to you.
phone.
I've sent it
It's
to other
funny.
people. That's fine. I think it's hilarious, man. I
Everybody's
think it's
different,
hilarious
man.
that I spend a lot of my life watching guys make the face that I don't want to see myself make.
Yeah.
So you have to
true.
lighten it up a little bit.
And then
'cause-
but have you ever wondered if people feel, right, like insecure? Because it's mostly guys that feel insecure about their cum face. Do you think it's just because generally it's never seen in porn? You never see the guy cum, so everybody feels weird about their fucking cum face because
Oh my
they know
God.
it's not.
I think
they
it's
don't,
also-
they don't know it's not normal.
I think it's also generally because men, at least like on the straight side of things, like men don't want to be like seen. It's like seen as having pleasure. I think it's like a weird thing for them to like think like sexual pleasure is something that men like fetishize about women. So like they think about like, oh man, she came so hard because I fucked her so good, and like the guy is never.
Oh, so the guys
Guys aren't,
always-
like, really
so-
considered.
So the guys always see themselves, right, as
As the guy who's giving it-
pleaser.
yeah.
And the woman is the pleaser.
Yeah, and we know that
so
that's
he's
100 that's
He's like,
100%
I'm
accurate.
not enjoying this.
Always.
I'm just fucking the shit out of you right now.
But in real talk, like I think that goes both ways because there's plenty of women who are real upset if a dude doesn't come, like in like real sex.
Oh yeah.
I've been with partners like, what do you mean you didn't
Shit
finish?
talkers, shit, and then they talk. Some will talk shit to you.
Well, I've never had anyone who
mean
talked
ones.
shit to me about it, but I've definitely had partners who are like, what do you mean? Like, we're upset that like I didn't come. I'm like, girl, I drink. I was real drunk. I'm sorry. Finishing was just not happening.
Guys get whiskey dick.
It's not even necessarily.
As Molly is spilling LaCroix on the mic now.
It's not even necessarily whiskey dick. I think like I don't know. I look at it.
What's happening right now? I think I'm like so nervous.
I look at it as being like, for me, it's like being older. It's like there's. I was told recently that like, as I've gotten older, I've become more. I'm going to use a term that I'd probably kick myself in the face years past for using, but that I've become like demisexual, in that like I need to like feel some sort of connection to a person that I'm having sex with. Otherwise, it's like it's whatever. So yeah, I don't know that like. I don't know. It's not a guarantee. I don't give a shit about sex enough anymore personally to be like, God, I need to get my nut off. I could take care of that myself if I absolutely have to. I never have a clinical need to come usually, and I don't usually wake up being particularly horny. So, like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if porn's desensitized me to that, but I don't really.
I don't know. But I mean, back to the original point. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to like. I felt it was an important topic.
What who wants to know how I come?
I think we just spent like a half hour about how you coming. I think we just spent a half hour on it.
Look, I'm gonna tell you all the story. This is how I come. All up in you while giving you massive amounts of pleasure. Come everywhere. Sorry.
No, but I do think that's a societal standard of like it's just assumed that we're gonna get ours.
Well, sure, that's the end of the porno movie.
Right.
That's the end of the movie. The movie doesn't end until the guy nuts everywhere.
Well, but so we as dudes are like, oh yeah, it's all about I knocked it out of the park, bro. I pleasured her.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, if you've been studying Tantra as long as I have, it's like I don't have to come. I come every 90 seconds when I'm having sex. It's like you might feel like a little bit of a swell if I'm inside you. Ladies. And then I'm like, oh, whoever, whatever. It's, what day of the week is it really? And like, if I'm just in there and you feel that little bit of a swell, I probably came. I didn't ejaculate, but that doesn't mean I didn't come. You know what I mean? It's really wonderful.
All I'm thinking about is that movie Go. All I'm thinking about is the scene from Go where they burn down the fucking hotel room.
Yes. Didn't it with my nickname in high school, right? I think I just did that to this podcast. My nickname in high school, off ramp. I just did that to this podcast.
Yep.
I just sent it off a ramp.
Oh no.
My apologies.
I'm steering it right back.
All right, steer it back.
I've done this once or twice.
I know.
Are you sure you know? Are you sure?
How many times have you done it?
What's the
Tantric sex or podcasting?
What's the format for your podcast?
And tantric sex.
Tantric sex 0, podcasting about twice.
Tantric sex 0?
I don't know what that is. I don't know how to read. That's something you read in a book, right?
No.
Tantric sex is when you burn patchouli incense and have sex. Is that what that is?
All I know is Sting made it popular, and
it's like
you say you can have sex for 19 hours or something.
Yeah, the idea of it is like it's basically edging, honestly, kind of. It's like touching and like massage. That's why there's like tantric massage, and it's
I thought
like the
tantric
idea
sex was when you have sex with an Indian accent.
I don't think
That's
so.
when
that's Kama Sutra.
I'm like, oh, that's right. Like, I'm coming so hard.
I might be explaining this completely wrong, but I thought it was like
I love that three of us, technically professionals, none of us actually know what
Yeah.
tantric
It's called
sex is.
Three Dumb Shits at a Table, this podcast. No, what Tantra is. It's when,
The bro science of tantric.
it's when you hang weights from your nuts, right? What? Be like, no, I know what it is. Hold on. Go ahead.
And it's also the show of none of us having mic discipline.
oh yeah, it is. I'm sorry.
And bro.
I'm like,
Whatever.
this Tantra. Check it out.
Marcos is all wet.
I'm just showing
Yeah,
off.
I don't know.
Tantra's making me wet. I don't know. Sorry, I did it again.
I'm probably just gonna shoot myself in the foot if I try to explain what tantric sex is, and then I'm gonna get canceled.
Oh my God,
The
I would
tantric
love
sex
to hear
community.
your
The tantric
explanation of
sex police.
tantric
Like,
sex.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like people.
What is Tantra? What is
I don't
Tantra?
know.
Isn't it Tantra?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be the idea that you can like
internalize orgasms.
Yeah, internalize, like you can come in your feelings. Like it's feeling cum.
Oh, like the cum,
oh, wait, you
like,
can come in your feelings? I don't want cum in my feelings.
like cum hugging,
feelings
like cum
cum.
huggers, like the cum huggers.
I don't know what cum is.
Cum hugging?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
people who
Well,
can hug
no.
themselves into orgasm.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think
weird.
it's like a lot of like massage or like touching, and it's supposed to be like mental sex. I don't know. I've never done it because I don't
I mean,
I don't understand that.
I've had a lot of
I'm kinda
mental
like
sex.
I'm kind of like a dude in that way. I'm like, round 'em, pound 'em.
I'm Googling tantric sex for us.
Okay, yes, thank you. Because I thought, I don't know.
Hey,
Tantric-
Jamie, can you pull up what tantric sex is?
Yeah, I'm my own Jamie. I'm my own Jamie, sadly. One day, this show will pop.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're not allowed to be on your phone. What are you doing?
One
What are
day
you
you'll
doing?
have a Googler.
He did this on my. Do you know that we had to cut for almost 40 minutes when I reviewed the footage because he was just on his phone like the whole time.
Why was I on my
and
phone? Why was I on my
because because he forgot that he was even supposed to come to my house to film with
I
me.
told her I already jerked off. I didn't know I was supposed to come on her podcast.
No, you're
I
supposed
was
to come
like,
on your
dude, I
feet.
jerked off this
You're
supposed
supposed
to
to
go
morning.
come on your fucking
feet.
feet.
Yeah, I jerked
and
off this
record.
morning. I came on my feet. I didn't record it.
I mean,
but
that
I
was
didn't
his
know.
July come.
I didn't
so.
eat it, but I already
Sorry.
had eggs, so.
Oh, you're trying to get fertilized? What?
No, I'm talking about him.
I was podcasting with her when I got the news
voices
that we
from
were
the
canceling our shoot on Friday.
Oh.
That's when I found out. Right in the middle of that, I found out.
Yeah.
So, real quick, tantric sex.
Yeah, tell me.
Tantric sex is a method of sexual intercourse that aims to achieve mindfulness and deep connection for its participants through breathwork, prolonged eye contact, embraces, massage, and slow, deliberate intercourse.
Oh, it's like sex for fairies.
Yeah, it's like it's
Is
like
that what it
supposed to
is?
be
All
like-
right, cool. I get it.
It's basically like, hey, have you guys heard of foreplay?
Well, I'm just imagining
kinda like, I don't
trying to
know.
have tantric sex with a partner and warning them and just staring in their eyes the whole time. Like,
You don't like eye contact.
but I mean, there's eye contact's good, but like prolonged eye contact just with no warning in the middle of sex seems weird. Like,
Prolonged eye contact
That's just
in
like-
general is weird. If I was just looking,
yeah, then just staring in your eyes the whole time as I'm pumping away, without warning, it's like a little weird. A little weird.
are you having a stroke? Be like, no, baby, this is tantra.
Taj,
I'm getting tantric as fuck up here. I'm gonna get up in your pussy with that tantra. Be like, please stop looking at me.
right? You're staring into her eyes and slowly
Right.
pumping. Just-
You know, actually.
Fuck you, Richard Ramirez style. Then
Actually,
just stare right in your eyes.
no,
baby.
that's true. Weirdly, because like the longest eye contact I've had with a guy during sex, he was like having a heart attack and I didn't know.
Did you kill a man?
No, he didn't die. He
just
was
had a heart
young. He just
attack.
had like a heart condition and he didn't tell me.
Oh.
And then like I was like, I don't understand what's happening. Like he's like is that his cum face? That's straight. And then it was like, oh. he's
You
like-
see, that's why you should never have to see a man's cum
Dumb
face.
You can't tell if he's actually dying or not.
Yeah.
No, I've seen like I don't know, but like I didn't understand.
How long after you rolled him over did you like figure out that he was dying?
Cause like he was flipping out and he wasn't like saying anything or reacting anything. So I just like went out naked, found his roommates, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong. He's like, they're like, he has a heart condition. So they like called an ambulance and I left because I didn't know him that well.
So
I felt weird being
The reality of the story is Molly just left and his roommates found him and he managed to survive.
No, I told, and I was like,
uh-huh.
here he is, and I brought them into the room, and they were like, and they're like, I'll
She
call
came
an
out. She
ambulance.
was strutting. She's like, I just fucked your friend to death. Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that. It was.
Check mark on the list.
That's right. Billy's dead. Yeah. I
He's
fucked him
not
to
dead.
death.
I saw him a year later. He didn't. Yeah,
He didn't die.
No, he
He's
didn't.
just
Did he run
he's
in
just-
terror? Like just he has traumatic thoughts about fucking you now?
No, he just like saw me and then walked away and I was like, oh, okay,
You're
yeah,
like-
that's cool.
you're like, hey,
I understand.
man.
I get you, bro. I would be the same. I'm sorry. I freaked out. I
You're like,
get it.
hey, man, you all right? He's like, I mean, did you have fun? Because that's my thing.
I was like
Ugh.
20. Like I was like 20. He was 19. I don't know. I was super young. It was like.
Did you
stupid.
visit him
I had
in the
no
hospital?
idea. Huh?
Did you visit him in the hospital?
No.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know his last name.
You almost killed a man with your vagina and you didn't even visit him in the hospital.
She didn't even know his last name.
I mean, you were at his house. You could have found out.
It wasn't really important to me because my ex-husband was the one who made me have sex with him in the first place. So
Did your ex-husband know his name?
no. My
Oh.
ex-husband just kind of pimped me out.
It's a cute story.
It is.
Not like for money. Well,
Not just for funsies.
Yeah, it was like,
it's like yeah.
it's very much like
It's a
the
long-
Princess Bride,
it's a long
but
story.
completely different.
Right? Like,
It's like
It's like Princess Bride, but in actuality,
Right.
it's nothing like.
it's like Princess Bride and Child's Play. It's really
so there's no
interesting
kingdoms that are
combination.
warring or going to try to get united. No Andre the Giant. There is no Andre the Giant.
Hello, lady.
Oh, my brother. My brother can be Andre the.
Oh my God, Jesus
Can he palm beer cans?
I'm like, don't talk about your brother and all this. That's weird.
In murdering someone with your
Don't bring
vagina?
him up. No, I was just like, it just was weird. I heard you say it's like my brother, and I'm like, oh, your brother.
So,
could be
Molly,
on.
how
Yeah,
many
he is
other people
trying.
have you almost killed during sex?
I've killed some in my head a lot of times in my head during sex, but that's different. But nobody else.
Aw. Marcos, I know you got a couple bodies, but
I've never
But where are
killed-
they buried? That's
I've
the
never-
real
yeah.
question.
right, this is actually an elaborate police sting.
I'm a cop.
I've never had a heart attack during sex. I've never induced a heart attack during sex. Never had a stroke. Probably pulled a muscle at some point.
Pulled a hammy.
That was weird. Yeah, just be like, hold on, I just need a minute.
Charlie horse, fucking Charlie horse. Oh,
I need water. I'm
need-
cramping up.
I need a banana. I need some potassium.
Give me a banana. Hot.
I'm cramping up. This is your fault, bitch. You wanted to do pile driver. Who does that at home? Crazy hoe.
I don't know. Pile driver makes more sense at home than tantric does after reading that definition.
This is true. This is
You
true.
know, it just occurred to me that you could easily do in pile driver is like.
You don't have to
no,
look at my
guess that
face
would
when I
really
come
be
up for
easy.
doing pile driver.
I just feel
That's
like it'd be
kinda cool.
easier to like fist someone's butt and pile drive them with your penis in the vagina at the same time. It just occurred to me that the positioning is kind of perfect for that. Not that I'm into that, just like as a general idea of what would make sense because you're not bent weird. You're like straight up and down. You know.
I almost
Might as well
fisted
give you a
somebody.
proctology exam while I'm in there too. You know?
Yeah. Like,
I almost
put some in
fisted
the
somebody
butt or
once,
something.
and I thought that I was going to tear her in half
Her anus.
because I have very large hands. Now I was like, she was insisting on me fisting her, and with these fucking mitts, and they were even bigger at the time. They're fatter, and
Girth.
I got in.
Don't
and,
even get them started on
I
that.
reached the part of the. I reached just like past the knuckles, and I thought she was gonna tear apart, and I was like, "This is why do people do this?" I
Yeah,
was like,
why are we doing
"Not-
this?"
Not interesting at all.
It's like that.
It's hot.
It's weird.
It's hot when they're like, put another finger in. I want more. And like, oh yeah. Oh, you
It's-
like more? You want more? You want more of that? And then
it's
it's just
weird
like,
to,
what am I
like-
doing? Why is this happening?
It's weird to do porn moves in your personal bedroom. Like, I think it's weird.
It
Like,
is
it
weird.
doesn't. I don't know, because it's like most of that stuff we know how that's shot, and it's like you have to set up to do it most of the time, and
Yeah.
it's not easy, and it's hard to get the angles. It's hard to keep them in certain positions for like a long time.
Yeah, like
It's
if you're asking me to
if
step
you're
on your
just having
face,
sex,
like that's
just
weird.
Enjoy it.
That's
Like,
weird.
just
Oh, I've definitely
make
like
it a show.
hooked up with performers in real life, and like, I'm like, why are you opening up right now?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? There is no camera
It's
here.
not the best way to have sex. You realize that, right? Like, it's not. You don't have to stay open. There's no camera.
Yeah, like, why are you opening? I was really confused. I'm like, why are like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's
Like, you don't have to be this all the time. There's a better way to fuck.
We're fucking in real life. I am not a performer. Like, just enjoy yourself, maybe, hopefully.
That's got to be a strange thing though for people that are like currently like in a heavy rotation of being a performer to like turn it off. I would imagine.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's got to be like a common issue.
I'm sure it is. And it's not like, oh my God, get out of bed, you opened up.
Yeah, because I've had it happen before where I'm like, there's no reason to do reverse cowgirl at home. Like, what's happening? Like, why is that happening? Like, that's weird.
Reverse cowgirl can feel good for.
I'm sure, yeah. No, I'm sure it can. I'm sure it
Yeah,
can.
you just have to do it the right way. And
Yeah,
the
you
way
don't have
that-
to like sit there like a
but
wide strip.
The problem is that the way that they do it in porn isn't the way that actually feels good in reverse cowgirl.
Right.
Like when you
If you like
you-
riding and grinding,
when you appropriately get yourself off on top of a man, you look like a wildebeest. Your back is arched. You're trying to like hump your pelvis into his pelvis. You're grunting. You're sweating. Nobody can see your tits. Your ass doesn't look good. He closes his fucking eyes so he doesn't have to look at you. Then you came. You can do mish. You can do whatever. He doesn't have to look at your fucking weird face. It's disgusting when it
Great.
actually gets me off. I just look. Maybe it's just me.
you're growth. You're growth.
Molly just has a weird, gross O face when, okay, we're learning new things today. We're learning new things about our new friends.
When you really
Men after sex with Molly are like, I feel so used.
I know.
Well, they're just happy to be alive. They're
They
just
do.
happy to be alive.
Honestly, like I feel
is that good
bad
for you? I
because
feel
like
gross.
the first time that I had sex with my now boyfriend, I like spit in his mouth. I felt kind of bad about that after, but
He obviously stuck around.
yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't do it again, but like I felt weird about
Maybe
it.
he's missing out. He's like, why did she spit in my mouth again?
I don't know why. I had a period, right, where I was just spitting in mouths, and I don't know what it was. I was
Were you just
trying
marking
something.
your territory?
I think I was trying something new. I don't know, but I spit in mouths, and I kind of regret it. But it's like, hey, that's the thing that's not for
She's
me.
a spitter. What are you gonna do?
That's
You
the thing that's
It's
not
hard.
for me.
Some people need to spit. Some people
like
need to
a
get. They need to
llama.
get rid of it. They need to spit.
So, like, was it just water, or did you really like hawk one
No,
up?
my mouth was never like
I mean, you've heard her
gross. It wasn't
snort.
like spitting nasty. Kind of like, I don't know. I was drinking a lot at the time, and so
Did you ever,
it's
like, just-
my mouth was just wet.
You ever just spit a shot into someone's mouth? Just
I have done that, but for money on cam. Like it's not typically something that I do unless it like. But I also don't drink anymore, so it's like I used to drink a lot, so I did a lot of things. So
yeah. So that
you
was
like the sauce.
that was half the
Yeah.
fun when I originally tried to book my like. I don't drink. That's fine. And then like a year later, she actually came and did the show after.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of shit happen. I had to sell my old house. I had to move. And then shit just got crazy, man.
She had
My
3
life's
dudes
been
peeking in
wild.
on her, and like that
I
set
did.
the
It's
show
been
back a couple
wild.
weeks.
Like the past,
Just like I was a sword fighter.
I was the sword fighter.
Conquistador.
I was so ready to fucking stab someone. I was ready.
So I'm really glad I didn't show up for that.
Yeah. Just be.
I mean, I'm gonna get murdered on this show one of these days, but I don't want it to be by Molly.
No, I would be vicious. I feel like I don't know. But I feel like the dogs would get in on it too, and I could really just leave it over to them after a certain point.
Oh, on the killing.
They have
What is it?
bloodlust inside of
Yeah,
them.
I'm not
I
gonna
got
interview
really
your
confused
dogs.
for a second. I
Oh,
got
they have
confused.
bloodlust inside of them. You haven't seen their fights. Marcos has seen their
I
fights.
have. I've been.
They're not
witness.
fun. Blood will be
I've been caught
flying.
in the middle of those beasts.
I got a lot of scars from breaking up fights with them.
There was a time
them fighting
period.
each
There was a
other.
time period where I would get like text messages in the evening, usually like the night before we had scheduled a shoot, and it's just like a bleeding arm completely torn apart. I'm like, I guess we're not shooting. She's like, yeah, I had to break up the dogs fighting.
Oh, you guys should have been shooting for the private collection.
Yeah.
That's the extra money.
It was nasty.
No, they went
They're
crazy
like-
again.
yeah.
It wasn't like I
It
don't
was
know.
bad.
But I had a period because they were really young, when I got divorced, and so they went through a period of staying like house after house, and my ex was abusive towards them. So it was kind of just like, it's been a process of retraining them into not being heathen devil beasts,
And they still are.
and they still are, but not as bad. Give it to them. It's not nearly as bad.
Yeah, dog trauma tends to stick around. It seems.
Yeah, I'm learning it out of them a little bit.
They don't
here and there.
forget.
The humans are the enemy.
It's never me. They don't attack people. It's the problem.
They
Is they're
attack each
so,
other.
They don't attack people on my bleeding arm. Like
They
wait a
attack
minute.
each other, and when you try to break them up, you
It's
get
like
caught up in the middle
you
of
get
it. That's
a
all
claw
it
here
is.
and there. It's like it's dogs. Like dogs are animals. It's like yes, they're parts of your family, but it's like they're animals. It's like at some point it's just like that's why smack them in the face if they it's not like they mean to bite you, but it's like I will backhand and I don't give a fuck what people say because I'm not intentionally abusing my dogs. I'm trying to prevent them from not like killing each other.
Sorry.
Does that work? I think that would fall off.
Definitely made a bunch of mic noise.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, listeners.
Like all the post production work for Matt, all of it.
Don't leave it. Leave it in raw, man. Let's raw dog this podcast.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Oh, that's the last thing I ever want to do. I do not like doing this show live. I don't want to do this show live.
I'm doing it live on my own maybe.
Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna need a kickback on that.
Not now, but or just 2 weekends from now.
Wait a minute. You're doing my show live on your OnlyFans 2 weeks ago? When was I gonna get told about this? Like, fucking Marcos, did you book me for something that didn't even tell me?
No.
Like, Matt, you're showing up to set. Oh, by the way, Matt.
By
I
the
couldn't.
way.
Yeah, I would not want to do a podcast live. I wouldn't.
Well, especially this show live, especially.
But you guys aren't used to being live. I've been live for the past 8.5 years. So
I'm a
it's like
Twitch
I'm used
streamer.
to it.
I do live shit all the time, but people get real inebriated on this show sometimes. Not me so much, but there are guests who try to keep up with me drinking and then are
Yeah.
real inebriated. And sometimes they're like, Matt, I don't want that airing. Like, please.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole episode that had to get redone. The guest, 2 weeks after it was recorded, 4 days after it aired, hit me up and was like, hey, I sound like an idiot. Pull it down. And not as much of a thank you when I'm like, yeah, I'll pull it. So I got a little pissed off and had a male friend of mine re-record all her parts and put it back up with a dude doing her dialogue.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, especially because like her and I hooked up in the middle of the podcast and came back on and talked about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's...
Yeah, but it's really funny to hear my buddy who has a deeper voice than me being like, your cum tastes amazing.
Did you hook up with him just to like keep it legit?
Keep it, yeah.
You want to make sure you keep it consistent.
Full reach around and everything. Like, I'm a gentleman. This show gets a little wild sometimes, and I don't need to do it live.
So this is going to end up being like the most boring episode that you've ever had.
Not at all.
Squares. I had one drink.
Well, I feel like for me, I was always on cam, and it's like I used to drink a lot.
God
So
damn.
I've been saying stupid shit
Getting
on
that beef
cam
stew
for
happening,
like.
sorry.
I had that when I stood up to go
Jesus
pee
Christ.
because it's like they're leather-ish seats.
Yeah, no, your seats really keep in the moisture.
So you should just pee in the chair like I did, and it's fine.
Peed in my pants.
But it's like I've said my fair amount of stupid shit on the internet over the years. A fair amount of people who don't like me, and it's like at this point, it is what it is. I had my ex, telling me what to say in a lot of previous cam streams through most of the years camming, and so it's kind of like at this point, I'm just used to people always having an opinion on what it is that I'm saying. So whether I'm doing it live or whether it's recorded and somebody else puts it out or I put it out, it's it's something that I've dealt with for the majority of my adult life. So it is what it is.
No fear.
No fear.
For me, it's mostly to protect my guests than me.
Yes, of course. I'm saying as far as like
you're
what
right,
I do,
on your
it's
end, no,
different.
I totally get that.
That's why I'm
You're like,
totally
fuck my
neutral.
guests. They could say stupid shit on my show.
She raw
as their-
dogs. She likes to raw
believe
dog
things.
life.
I actually what I've been
Do you have a
doing.
soundboard who's like, beep?
I know that if this were to be something that I continue doing long term, I don't think that I'll be able to continue doing this. But right now, when I'm starting out and trying to figure out what I'm doing with it, I've actually been sending people their episodes before I even post them on OnlyFans to get their approval for release. So that if there's anything that like I thought should be bleeped that they don't mind sharing, I can unbleep it if they want to share it. Or it's like, do you want to leave this personal bit in, or do you want me to take it out? Because I prefer that they felt comfortable doing it and that I get more of a sense of where to steer people in conversation so that I don't end up having to cut out a bunch of shit, or so that people don't have information leaked that they don't want to share. Because I know how valuable privacy is because we get so very little of it in our job.
Oh, 100%. I mean, and that's one of the other reasons I don't do it live. Is like people
Yes.
have doxed themselves, and I don't even ask them. I just cut that shit out. Like, I'm not like. I've had people be like, "Oh, I live in this part of town." I'm like, "Nope, that's not staying in." Like, I'll happily say I live in Hollywood, but I'm not gonna be like, "Oh yeah, tell people that you're my neighbor." Nope. That goes. But other personal shit, it's like I tend to use judgment. Like, "Hey, I'm gonna isolate this clip. Do you want this to stay in? Are you cool with it? Are you good?" Especially when people are drinking, because I've had people night out been like, "Yeah, that was amazing. I'm happy with everything I said," and then when it comes to like.
Yeah, they're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, well, luckily also the guest that I have coming on, I recently converted her to OnlyFans. I met her through another friend, but she has been doing TikTok lives, and I know TikTok, but she does them to like interact with the fan base that she has, which is why she started OnlyFans through me. So it's like she kind of already has that awareness about her that she needs to like censor herself, and so she's been doing it. So that's why I felt comfortable doing it with her. And I don't even know I would necessarily do it live with another performer necessarily unless they have a background in camming, because as webcam models you really have to censor yourself all the time because there's so many crazy people out there and you have to cam so often to be relevant that it's like the littlest thing could set somebody off to literally where you live.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll take advantage of it. So yeah, it's definitely a whole different ballpark, like for sure.
Well, since we're talking about your podcast, what's it about? Why don't you tell the audience? Why don't we do a little bit of the whole plug thing?
Nobody watches it. My
Self-fulfilling prophecy there, Molly. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
I don't really care. Like, so, I was spending a lot of time, like I had a lot of period where I needed to like spend by myself and figure out what I needed to deal with, especially with things like alcohol and drinking. But like I was talking to, I think you about, was just like, I feel like the most memorable moments in life are like the conversations where you actually sit down, have a real conversation with someone, and you both get something out of it. Because it's like, for all the little minor things that you're going to do throughout your life that seem cool at the time, it's like they pass, you don't look at the photos anymore, you forget about it. But it's like when you actually have a real conversation with someone where you're both attending to each other, or to three, that you retain that and you'll remember that, and whether it was a good or bad experience, you'll learn from it. So that's kind of what I've just been doing, because I wanted to branch out and start talking to people again, because I felt like I was going crazy, like not leaving my house and being a recluse, and now I can bring people here and talk to them in my house.
Hell yeah. And honestly, I 100% agree with you. And it's one of the things I love about this medium is like, how often in modern times do you sit and talk with friends or anyone for an extended period of time without anyone looking at their phones?
Oh, I know. I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
I'm just kidding, because you're on your phone earlier. I'm just kidding.
But it's like, oh my God, the three of us have been sitting here for almost 2 hours, engaged, actually having a conversation.
Invested, doing it. And it's like, so very often do we set aside time to really just talk to and get to know someone, whether it's just their opinion on something, or where that comes from, or whatever it is. We do that so infrequently that I think that's why things like podcasts are so trending now, because it's like but then it's also, you're essentially listening to someone else have a conversation, but because you can connect with the conversation someone else is having, you can really relate to it, and it kind of makes you feel like you're part of the conversation even if you're not there, which is why I've grown to love them so much from Marcos's recommendation, when I was living with him through my divorce. And it really helped me in a lot of ways. And I found a lot that helped with, my recovery through stuff. So
still really painful that he's never listened to a single episode of the show. Really just fucking
I've
painful.
listened to a few. So I wanted to do a little research, because I give a shit, but it's okay, because he didn't really care about mine either. So that's okay.
Well, he didn't have to.
I'm just
He didn't have nearly 300 episodes of your show to listen to like prepare. Like,
Hey,
That's true.
I could apologize.
Don't apologize.
Well, what point
I don't care.
would there be in that?
oh no,
don't care.
I'm just at the end that's gonna make you take your phone out and hit the subscribe button.
I'm gonna like and subscribe.
Turn on
make sure.
notifications.
And make sure I
Turn on
smash,
them notifications.
I'm gonna make sure I
Hit
smash
that
that like
bell.
button. I'm gonna smash that like button. Yeah, I think podcasts have changed the way people view conversations, or at least view the value of conversations. I listen to them all the time. Sorry.
I'm still just trying to figure out why he hired me. He's like, I have no idea what your technical abilities are, but yeah, come work for me.
I'd be like, we've seen some metal shows together.
This guy's been belligerently drunk at metal shows with me a couple times. I'm sure he'll be great on
Yeah,
set.
I'm sure he's gonna be just fine.
Well, thank you for taking the giant risk on like, yeah,
I-
yeah, Xander. I know I've known Matt for a while. Every time I've seen him, he's been nearly blackout drunk on a metal show. I'm sure he'll be great at work.
But it's porn.
So I can't be as bad as some people.
It's not real.
You start to expect it.
It's not real work. No, I'm just kidding.
How dare
Yeah, I think that doing I haven't really done podcasts before. This is the second in a week. And so like I'm used to long form conversations with people in my life where I bore the shit out of them. So I've never really like assumed that I'd be a good podcast guest, because I would just
Oh, you're
talk
not.
a lot. Yeah, I figured this is your loss.
This is all Molly. I mean,
It's your loss. I mean, she wanted me
you're
here.
Molly's plus one. I mean,
It's fine.
Whatever. He's the one who said that you suggested that we should do it together. Isn't that what you said?
I may have said that. I drink a lot.
It's not. It doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Right. I almost
I
got
know.
married drunk
This is
before.
like-
I mean, I have bad ideas drunk sometimes.
I hate to break it to you, but as a recent listener, first time attendee,
Long-time
I don't
listener,
think there's much
first
to work
time
with here. I
caller.
think this is going to be your worst episode.
Oh, no. I can name some worst episodes off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, because those people may actually listen, unlike Marcos.
Yeah.
Marcos will never know if this is a
He'll-
bad episode. He'll never know if this actually airs.
I know.
That's the benefit
just
of
like,
not
I don't give a
listening,
fuck. He's
is
like,
that I don't know. I
cancel
won't
me.
know how I did. I won't know how. You'll be like, hey man, that episode actually did pretty well. I'd be like, congratulations, buddy.
You edit your own.
You knocked it out.
Right? 'Cause
Like
I
you knocked
do-
it out of the park.
And because I smoke weed on mine, because otherwise I'm very not talkative if I don't smoke weed, I always think I sound completely asinine. And I'm sure I do here because this isn't mine and I feel, but I go back to review it later. I'm like, this isn't actually so bad. This was like a good conversation. Like I feel like it goes awful, and then I review it, and I'm like, oh, like these are good conversations.
Oh, I mean, that's
But
definitely part of the process.
I feel like it's also the fact that like once you're in it and you're conversating, you're not paying attention to really how you're sounding, and that's what makes it a good episode when you go to review it, because you're like, oh, we weren't even worried about whether it was good or not. We were just in it flowed.
Well, and that's kind of the secret of the sauce is like usually hour 2 with guests that are drinking are like, by hour 2 are just so loose and have forgot that there's fucking cameras and mics. Believe me, when I do this at home, there are mic stands because people fucking forget those. Just like, what? Just all over the place, fucking getting wild. No mic discipline whatsoever. And
Yeah.
both of you, don't worry.
I mean, I'm not a singer. I'm not a singer.
My mom always said life is like a bucket of shit.
Mom always said life is like a bucket of shit.
Sometimes you just gotta come in it. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I always come. I come buckets. What are you talking about?
What, you've never come in a bucket of shit before?
No.
Oh, is that just me?
Yeah, it is just you.
I gotta
That's fine.
go.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean,
That's not saying it in post. Fuck.
everybody has their thing, man.
Oh, that's not my thing.
There's
That's
no
just-
judgment. It's not even. That's not even my thing.
Let's not kink shame here.
That's a king? I thought that was pretty vanilla. It makes for easy cleanup. Like your shit bucket and your cum bucket are the same bucket.
But like, what do you do with a bucket? You can't
You
flush
throw it out your window.
Yeah, you dump it at the neighbor.
I just
okay.
imagine like old school New York, like when they, when they threw shit the bucket out the window, like
Yeah.
the old timey New York. That's how my cum and shit bucket gets thrown out.
Every-
Place in Hollywood.
I love when people are always like, man, times were better back then. And I'm like, you didn't live back then. Have you looked at shit from back then? It was horrible. What are
I
you
can't
talking
even
about? Shit was
imagine
better
every
back
time
then.
I see a period piece of like some like medieval movie or something that takes place over 200 years ago. I'm like, oh my
Stanky
god,
genitals.
how smelly just everything must have been.
Dude,
Fucking
100 years ago,
disgusting.
everything was fucking smelly.
Yeah, of course, but I like to think of even longer.
Dude,
Yeah.
deodorant wasn't popularized till like the 30s.
Yeah. Or like even I was watching the movie Cinderella Man with my dad, the Russell Crowe, the movie about the boxing, and it's a Depression era movie, and I'm like, oh, the Depression must have stunk so bad. Like it's so fucking gross. People are nasty as hell.
Same pair of overalls forever.
A bunch of nasty motherfuckers with their funk, smelling all shitty. Man, you smell like shit.
I mean, I've talked about this a bunch of times. Like, could you imagine doing like the 1918 Spanish flu, like doing the similar pandemic? Like,
Yeah, we had a relatively easy pandemic to survive through.
yeah, tell that to people
things
actually surviving
considered.
it. Like, how dare you put us back inside? Like, motherfucker, imagine doing this 100 years ago where you had alcohol, books, and sex. That is the only way you're getting through your day.
Yeah, I mean, I have my perspective on the whole thing is like I actually had a very close family member die from COVID, and I still think this was like we got off fairly light, all things considered.
Oh, no.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine like being, like 1918, having some sort of pandemic to deal with when you don't even know how to air out your fucking house or air out your apartment. Fucking
Like, what's
nasty. Yeah, our biggest problem was everybody went and bought all the toilet paper.
Yeah. Well, that's just
The
because
luxury of having so much toilet
That's
paper
just because
available.
now have you seen tissues everywhere?
I mean, it's
Oh,
because
no, I actually just literally posted a clip about this. Me and a previous guest were talking about that. Like, I think Tushy hired crisis actors to buy all the toilet paper. It's my new conspiracy theory.
Tushy did.
Tushy did. They're like, we're going to send out crisis
That's why
actors
they
to buy
sponsor like almost every podcast
Right.
now. They're everywhere.
This is
I
a whole
have
bit with a
one.
previous guest that's actually just aired this week, so I'm not going to get into it. But to sum it up, Tushy hired crisis actors to buy all the toilet paper and cause a panic, just help their own sales.
I mean, that wouldn't be.
Wouldn't be
out of the
surprising
realm
if
of
you had the
possibility.
capital to start it up.
Oh, I mean, minimum wage ain't much.
Showing off this fucking
Yeah.
armpit.
Come Come on, think about it. It's a great gig. You get paid minimum wage and as much toilet paper as you can carry. That's a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been much of a bidet person, but
They're nice.
I mean, I've used them in Europe. You just like walk in the bathroom, like, well,
Maybe.
be like, so didn't expect to see you here.
Though the first time I didn't really understand how it worked, and I ended up like squirting water like across.
Whoops.
Wow, she's classy, folks.
Turn it on.
I as a friend, being a good friend for the people who've been putting me up when I come out to Vegas, decide to buy them a bidet. And then I installed it for them and broke their toilet this weekend.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Super awesome. Like,
Sick.
had to turn off the whole water to their house and install like new plumbing parts to get it to work.
I don't have a warm water
Yeah, you
knob.
The
near
cold isn't
toilet.
bad.
Yeah, just spray cold on your asshole.
The cold
is
is not
fine?
bad, and it wakes you right up. Like in the morning, take your morning after coffee.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I
then
have to
it's
think
like-
about it. I
you're
have to
like,
really put some thought.
I
to
mean,
it.
if you really want to go baller, have them install an outlet in your toilet, get the like full-on Japanese shower toilet.
Oh yeah.
And like that thing sings to you. You could set profiles for the toilet. You could set.
I don't want someone to sing to me while I'm pooping.
I want a toilet.
Why not?
I only want a
Because
toilet. I want a
I
toilet
like
that
it.
reacts to the violence of my poops.
I already get no privacy. So my middle dog knows how to open my bathroom door because the handle pulls down. So I already get no privacy when I go to the bathroom because if I shut the door, he jumps up, pulls down the handle, and he comes in. And it's like, I don't need something singing to me too because I already have a dog who stares at me from the other side of the bathroom while I poop and tries to make eye contact the whole time wagging his tail. I don't need a song
You should
to
push.
back that
You
up.
should push one out while you're staring at him. I think you might
I
make that
don't
stop.
stare at him. I look at the ceiling
Wait,
or I look at...
No, like push one out and stare at him. Just be like,
Marcos. Is that tantric pooping?
yes, it is. It is. That is tantric pooping.
Tantric shitting.
You got a tantric shit in your dog's face.
I don't want to do that. I'm not ready for the level of commitment to my dog. I'm sorry.
Just make eye contact, slowly push the shit out.
Well, and it'd be one thing too, but the bathroom door doesn't lock. Like it has a lock, but it doesn't do anything.
I would
It just
imagine.
turns.
I would imagine that if I ever was making full eye contact while pushing out a turd, that whatever led to that moment that we were actually looking at each other would never happen again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should try it with your dog.
Ein won't let you look at him while he's pooping. He
Is it Ein that goes in there, or is it
It's
or is it
Edward.
Julia?
It's
Edward.
But no, it's Ein. Ein does the weirdest thing because he hobbles out and he'll look over his shoulder to make sure you're not looking.
Oh, yeah.
Because he'll stay squatted with his legs trembling, keeping eye contact
Yep.
with you, and he won't poop until you look away.
Yeah, he's a very
really weird.
Shy pooper.
weird dog.
He's-
Super shy pooper.
He's weird.
He does do that on walks. He like
like side eyes you.
Dude, you gotta like put up a curtain for him when you walk him. Just like
you can't look at him.
You
You
just don't
have
look.
to
You
look
just
away.
look away.
You have to
Or he'll
look
take
away.
forever. He will take like 10 minutes to take a dump.
Or he'll walk in shit
Yeah.
where there's just like he's just like slowly
like a
walking
horse
and like
and just
shits are
like, yeah.
just like
Edward
plopping
does
out.
the combo. He pee poops at the same time. So when he raises his leg, as soon as the pee starts shooting out, it's like pressure releases and
it's just like a fucking fountain
Mm-hmm.
of poop and piss.
yeah,
Nice.
they're all so individually weird, and I hate and love them at the same time.
There's nothing better than pushing both out at the same time.
And burping. You gotta
burping, yeah.
you gotta burp at the same time too. It's all the release.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's all the gas from your body.
I mean, if I could figure out how to come while doing that, I would.
Imagine you do it once, you just like
That's
lose
so
5
nasty.
pounds instantly.
I mean, I have a bucket for all of it.
It's just it's the generic
thought of-
bodily fluid bucket.
the thought, well, it's weird. It's weird because the thought
It's
of
weird. You don't say.
the thought of
Having a bucket.
masturbating and then getting to the point of coming while taking a shit would probably feel amazing.
Yeah, because that's why
Blumpkin,
Blumpkin.
and you-
Yeah.
Jigs, you owe me a Coke.
but it would probably. I mean,
bought you
I feel like
whiskey
those
or
things.
bourbon.
Those things are all very theoretical, but like thinking about the real feeling of just like casually
Yeah, I
doing
imagine
it,
it must feel
not in a
good.
sex act, would have to be
Because it
amazing.
feels good. When
Would have to be
this-
amazing. Yeah, like coming and shitting at the same time.
Because coming kind of feels like you've been having to pee for a really long time, and then all of a sudden, psh, beach, and that's what coming feels like. Well, for me, that's
Yeah.
what coming feels like. But I don't actually pee. I don't squirt or whatever.
Because I'm sure it's not even like usually like when I hire somebody to shit on my chest, I'm coming at the same time, but I'm not feeling what it's like to shit.
And you just wish you could have both at the same
Oh
time.
my god, yeah! If I could shit while somebody was shitting on my chest while I was coming, oh my god, forget it.
Next work day, I'm buying you laxatives and lube.
Do it,
There we go.
do it.
And I'll just,
Just give me laxative lube and a full length mirror, and then I'll just knock
And a
out
cape.
that custom. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it until we reach our goal.
Okay.
Just start a campaign on your OnlyFans.
I'm going to crowdsource this at work.
Crowdsourcing goal.
Just tell them, just make your OnlyFans free, make a campaign for it, and then when you make the video, make it private again. You just, there you go.
There you go.
No, we're when talent shows up on work, like, oh, did Marcos not tell you about the paperwork fee? There's a $2 fee to like fill out paperwork to
Oh
be
my
on
god,
set.
it's so many scenes to shoot before I have to do this.
Yeah,
It's so
$2
much-
about
Yeah,
$2.
it's the shittiest fundraising campaign ever.
80 years old. It's like,
It's
well,
the worst,
it's time.
the worst fundraising campaign ever.
We're gonna have to
It's
shoot
like-
some orgies to speed things up.
It's gonna be a minute.
Well, because if I tell people that it's a $50 paperwork fee, they're never gonna believe it.
Well, they want to. They're gonna. I mean, if you gotta invest. You gotta spend money to make money. No,
Well,
I'm saying.
It's true.
Yeah, fine. I'll go with more aggressive sales goals.
Are we doing this whole? Is it gonna? Are we doing the whole thing with like a GoFundMe where there's tiers of donations
Oh yeah.
where they get like a sample?
Oh yeah,
They get
no.
like a stool sample.
The shitting doesn't actually happen until it's like a stretch goal for the shitting.
Oh, okay, cool.
Coming on
All
your
right.
feet and
I just
eating
want
is
to make sure.
the initial scene.
That's the initial
shitting,
scene.
Shitting while you do it is a stretch goal.
Yeah. So it's like if you clear 20 grand above,
Marcos will shit while he does this.
Yeah.
And at 30 grand, he'll eat the shit
I
while he
don't.
eats the car.
He can't do that though. It's OnlyFans. He's not allowed to
I'm
do
not
poop.
gonna eat this shit.
I mean, it's not poop. It's chocolate sauce.
But also, why does that have to be on OnlyFans? I start my own fucking platform.
There you go.
There we go.
It can just
Hey,
be.
with 30 grand, I'm sure he could.
Be like, you don't own me. You go to shitfans.com.
Who knows how this is gonna be credit card processed?
Only-
We'll figure it out.
Come to my new website, Only Shits.
Holy shit.
It's onlyshits.com. Only shits and comes while shitting on his chest.com. For fans.
You can just call it full release.
Full release. Full release. All ports release. All ports release. That's it. Fans.
I was about
ports
to Google
release
if
fans.
fullrelease.com is taken, but it has to be. That website has to be taken.
But has fullreleasefans.com been taken?
Probably not, but it might be later today.
Only full release fans.
Only full release.
FGT.
All the fluids out of Marcos. All of them.
What?
FGT RTD.
Yeah, TRTD.
What, you don't know? Does feel kind of spent at the moment.
Yeah.
So why don't we get you guys out of here and call last call on this motherfucker?
I'm running out of things to
Marcos
say.
is becoming dehydrated from all the fluid loss.
That explains
Yeah, no, everything right now is in my crotch,
everything.
in my shorts. If this is any indication, just know what's going on underneath.
It's really the shit part of the job. I actually have to change his diaper after this.
Oh, God.
Change my
Exhausting.
diaper, bitch.
The PA rate is not what it used
Can
to
you
be for
use
this
the
kind of work.
Can you use the garage because I just clean the floors?
Oh, no, we're going to do it in the pool.
Oh.
It's
All right.
fine.
We
It's
just got to
fine.
make sure Marcos's bottom is clean.
You have a
Chemicals.
chlorine pool, right?
Yeah, it should be
Okay,
fine.
it's
It'll be
chlorine.
good.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be fine.
It's not salt water. We're good.
Fine. I just need to spread my cheeks.
That's
and then
fine.
everything will get
Float out.
flooded off.
That's fine. I have a filtration system that works.
It looks like
Pretty
the
well,
Gulf of
I
Mexico.
It'll be fine.
I wore my adult diaper today, so we're totally fine.
I know. I have to change it.
I'm just gonna go empty it out.
I have douche wipes in the bathroom.
Dude,
I mean,
wipes.
nothing's funnier than Marcos like kicking his legs up in the air and like waiting for me to powder his bottom.
I'll be like, oh man,
Oh, man.
I'm ready for my change. He's like,
Change my
God damn
diaper
it.
wipey.
I'll be like, I made a big stinky. Somebody needs to come and help me. You're like,
All right.
what is he asking you to do? I don't want to talk about it.
Things you do for work.
I'll be back. Yeah. He's like, it's part of my job.
It was in the job description. It was in really, really fine print, but it was there.
Oh my God. I like rubbed.
got the ashiest
I
elbows.
just rubbed skin off of my elbows sitting here for this podcast. I
That's how
did.
nervous he was about it. He was just,
Yeah, I was like really digging in. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna eat my own shit.
but really, we are gonna call last call,
Yeah, but-
motherfucker.
Yes, we are.
So,
How does that work? I've never watched this show.
I know. Painful, fucking scandalous, even.
How do we end it?
How do we end it?
What do we do?
What do we do? You tell the people where they can find your things.
Oh, cool. Go ahead.
Oh no, she's more important than you. She goes last.
Oh, okay, cool. Ah, fuck. You can find me on Instagram, M Rivera Photo LV, and then my Twitter is M Rivera Photo X, MRIVERA. Never mind. Link me in the podcast.
Hopefully they know how to spell.
And then my website is currently down because I forgot to update WordPress. So,
Yeah, I saw that.
So don't go there.
Don't go to my website.
Don't go to my website.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
I do. It's Can I check
I think
on my
it's
phone?
Rivera Photo.
Can I check on my phone real quick?
You can check out.
Is it M Rivera Photo or M Rivera Photo X?
It's X, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's X.
Only
Because you kept it the same as your Twitter.
Only Friends.
You kept it the same as your Twitter. So
I have
it should be X.
I have an OnlyFans site. It's I'm a big fan of the nanny. OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
I'm so old. My jokes are like fucking super old.
Hey, Fran Drescher was a babe back in the day.
She was. I've also worked with a performer that sounds a lot like her. You know her? Brittany Andrews?
Oh yeah. Britney's old school shit.
Oh yeah.
DJ Brittany Andrews.
Yes. Yeah, it's OnlyFans. It's M Rivera Photo X on OnlyFans.
And don't you love how like enthusiastic he was when telling you about
He's
it?
like, if you want to come.
Well, no, I'm looking at
It's
my
fine.
profile and it says last seen February 1st.
So with my
I don't shoot much.
Instagram,
I don't shoot much
like,
content anymore. I
you
shoot for other
follow-
people now.
I don't know.
I shoot for
Follow
her.
my social, like don't follow me. I don't.
I don't really care. I'm only here because they made me.
I
don't listen to this.
I have
show.
matching.
I know Marcos is frustrated though because they
have a
targeted your
matching-
account and they like cut off all the traffic to your Instagram, so
They
it
did.
hasn't been able to grow since you got deleted, which sucks. So it's hard to get enthusiastic about.
I have the same number of followers on my Twitter and Instagram, 40,100 followers on each one, and it's been there forever. There's nothing that I can do at this point. I just
I mean, you
post.
could buy more.
Yeah, I just post work,
They're starting
and
to flag people for that and getting accounts from.
Oh, I know. I was being silly.
all I do
Okay.
is I
just didn't know.
post.
Some people don't know.
I post
no.
the occasional photo on Instagram. I'll post the occasional nudie photos on Twitter. And then, like, apparently I didn't realize I won an award this year for the Alterotic
You won an award?
Awards, the Alterotica, whatever.
That's
awards.
cool.
Well, that's going in
Did
the
you get
headline
a
of the
little-
podcast.
Yeah, so I
Award
was-
winning.
Yeah, so I didn't even know.
You didn't tell me you got a trophy.
I didn't get a trophy because
Oh.
I haven't given them my address to send me a trophy. I didn't even know I was up for an award.
Trophies are cool.
That's how much I pay attention to what's going on social media.
He's like, I don't pay attention to social media, my friends' projects.
I'm too cool.
Yeah, I didn't even know this podcast existed until I showed up here, and I'm like, oh, what, Matt, what are you doing here? And you're like,
I had to lure him here. I was like, "There's coffee."
It's coffee, and then like peer pressure him into drinking whiskey. Like,
yeah.
it's like that.
It's like I've been browbeaten. No, it's all good. I was glad to have the experience. I'm glad to be a part of a real podcast. It's really cool.
I'll let you know when that happens.
Thank you.
I'm
I
kidding.
appreciate
I'm joking.
that. I
This
This
appreciate
isn't a
it so
real
much.
podcast.
I know. I watch real pod. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true.
No, this was fun. I had fun. I mean,
That's
Molly
the
still
whole
needs to tell
point.
people where
The
they
whole
can
point
find
is
you
that-
before you
Don't
so-
find
wrap-
me.
You know, where you can wrap before we wrap this up, and you're like, oh yeah, it was a good time. Like, completely ignoring Molly has things to promote.
she has a real following. Go for it.
You can find me on Instagram at this redhead is SFW, safe for work. You can also find me on Twitter at call me Miss MISS Molly. You can find me on OnlyFans at Naked Barbie Doll. And then I guess I made an Instagram for my podcast that's coming to YouTube in August. So that is TWND podcast on Instagram, and it stands for The Whore Next Door. So that's about it.
Woot woot.
You got a lot of consistency in those names across social
I
platforms.
really don't. It's been a problem because the problem
get so many
is,
deleted,
Well,
yeah.
one of the problems is that I've had so many accounts deleted from so many platforms over the years that my name Molly Stewart gets flagged from things. And so when I signed up for OnlyFans initially, I didn't know what kind of platform it was because I signed up so long ago that I was like, oh, if I put my name on it, it might get deleted.
Oh,
'cause I
she's an
didn't know what it
OnlyFans
was.
hipster. I see how it is.
Well, I didn't use it for years. I didn't use it until 2019.
Where's your fedora, Molly? You fucking hipster.
Yeah,
I hate fedoras. I think they're
You
stupid.
approached that when you were
When I went through
living
the
at- when
divorce
you were
because
living
I
at my
couldn't
house.
I couldn't cam
Right.
I couldn't cam on my site because that's a long story for time. I couldn't cam.
Well, I guess we're going to have to do this again. We'll have to get Molly really high so she's comfortable on mic again. But before that, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. and Slayer on Facebook, twitch.tv/Matt F. and Slayer for the gaming shit. You can find the podcast at Now We Drink on Twitter and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.
So many places.
Cheers.